We're doing alright. When we are apart, we always do the same dance. Always on the fence, never making sense. I'm not gonna feel a thing tonight. I'm not gonna be the one tonight. Don't wanna hear anything that you say. Your love is a game that I don't wanna play. So don't say you need me when I walk away. So many words but they don't mean a thing. You blur the lines between love and obscene. So don't say you need me cause we're not a thing. We're not a thing. If it hurts, you're making it worse. I'm not gonna feel a thing tonight. Not gonna feel a thing. I'm not gonna see your face tonight. Not gonna see your face. Don't wanna hear anything that you say. Your love is a game that I don't wanna play. So cry all you want, but I still walk away. Cry all you want, but I still walk away. So many words, but you don't mean a thing. You blur the lines between love and obscene. So don't say you love me, cause it's not a thing. It's not a thing.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. Where's the switch here? Boys, how y'all doing? Welcome back. Tonight, we got ourselves even more 5v5 1v1 duels this evening. So hopefully you guys are excited and ready. Let me get the audio fixed up real quick, because I know I'm going to get it wrong every single time. How y'all doing? Welcome back, welcome back. Hope everybody's having a good one tonight, boys. We got ourselves more duels this evening. Jesus, I'm a peep to see if there's a group available. I think Kragar should be starting a group on his end. I saw on Discord that he is streaming, that he is live chilling, so we'll see. By the way, we're gonna try to see how many games we can get in tonight. I don't know how well tonight is gonna go just because Diablo is out. I don't know how many of you boys are gonna be checking out Diablo whenever that comes out, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm actually excited, man. I still am yet to purchase it. I didn't decide to do the whole like early access or anything. I'm just gonna wait until the actual Diablo 4 launches. I like proper launch, which apparently is gonna be in 3 days. Is it this Tuesday? Yo, we gotta get the tier done and over with, man. Everybody in the guild wants to get the tier done so we can start playing old Diablo. It's gonna be so good. I'm actually excited. Yo, that, what's up, Jake? Hope you're having a good one, my guy. Hope you're having a good one. Let me see if we can switch it over here. Is this working? Beautiful. Hell yeah. Привет, бро, здорово. Duel, команду есть или с Крагаром будет сегодня? Ask Duel if it's going to be putting a team together or if it's going to be with Kragar. Next, how you doing, my man? Hope you have a good one. Jake, how you doing, my guy? Hope you have a good one. Pedro, Conan, ready? Isn't Conan NA? Because today is EU. Tonight is EU 5v5 1v1 duels. Let me see if I can put a group together real quickly while we're on it. Groups are going to be listed as per usual, boys, in the Raids Legacy section. I'll link to you guys in just a second how to join in, but they'll be under 5v5 1v1s. Tomorrow, though, bring Conan tomorrow, Pedro. Sounds good, yeah? Yeah, thanks so much for popping in, man. You're more than welcome to hang out here, Kragar. Hey, ready to go. Awesome. Putting together 5. Yeah, we got Duel in here. I guess it's gonna be, because I have you added on the lead, so I guess I can have you in here. Ren, we can get Ren in here as well. I'm down for it. Did you guys see a bunch of class changes coming up this Tuesday? Oh, finally, man. A lot of us been waiting to see what they're gonna do with some of the class changes, to see the direction our playstyles are gonna go into. Tavi in here, Grifka. All right, that's a lot of rogues already. That's a lot of rogues, man. And they're about to nerf subtlety, man. They're about to nerf subtlety into the ground. They're about to rip these boys apart. You guys better start picking up assassination or something, man. Takes engine, I'd love to take you, but you're level 60 at 234 item level. You're gonna get ripped apart in the 5v5 dueling arena. This man's probably actually just trying to join for like a molten core run, isn't he? I imagine that's what he's trying to go for. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, boys. Alrighty. Man, I'll be there tomorrow. Hell yeah, my guy. I am wondering how next week is gonna go. Like this week, it looks like Kragar's able to get the boys together. We'll find out how things are gonna go tomorrow for the team NA, right? But I do wonder how things are gonna go next week, because that'll be like the official Diablo launch by then. Are we even gonna have enough people for duels? Because if that's the case, we may just have to play this week as if we're doing 2 weeks worth of duels, just so we can have the content spaced out over like an entire week. We might just have to try to see if we can get one going. We need onomods for this team, by the way. We need one more and we're good to go. So if anybody wants to join in, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, it should be best, ideally, as long as you are fine playing sepsis. And but yeah, I'm talking with another rogue in my guild about the 5% buff that's coming out for assassination, and it's gonna be a buff that works for like PvE and PvP, man. With them nerfing subtlety, which is like the only strong spec of rogue for PvP, I am surprised I haven't like touched Outlaw or anything. But then again, I gotta double back because I know Outlaw is generally good on like 2s. It's just in solos it just struggles. That's kind of what I've been enjoying recently, just doing some solos here and there. Maybe I should just get a proper heal and do some 2s. Maybe that's what I should do. Just the Qs and 2s compared to solos are very different. Does Brotom want to join by chance? He's in Vortex Pinnacle. I'm not gonna bug him then. Who else can I invite? Anto? Akos? Who hasn't I invited in a good while? Hey, Cries. Hey, Cries. Wanna join duels? I'm gonna see if my boy Cries wants in, because this will be the perfect warlock to fill out this group, man. The perfect master of destruction. to slot it in. Calvin, my boy, let's go. Massive. Massive. Okay, I guess I'm gonna make a lead though. Okay, I'm gonna make a lead. I'm gonna make my man Cry's lead. Team Kragar ready to go. Alright, beautiful. We got a group together, boys. Hell yeah. I'm excited. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, this song, I gotta add some of these new ones in here as well. Calvin as a Void Elf? What? What are you? Okay, we're good to go. I'm gonna throw you guys into, what arena do we do first? Nagrand? Did we just do good old Nagrand, man? Because I feel like Nagrand is a little too dark for me. And Chrysler. I guess you should do at least one Nagrand, right? The Nagrand. We barely get to do this over on the EU. We usually just kind of bypass Nagrand because it's just like so dark. I feel like in recording, it just doesn't look as good. It's a fantastic arena. It's just the night mode Nagrand. I guess you could say I'm personally not really a fan compared to like bright mode, daylight Nagrand. But that's just me, man. Maybe I'm the one with the chip on my shoulder on that one. Make it a good song to start us off with. That's a good one. It's a little slow at times though. I do want something like, I can do that. I can work with that. Hold on, Audacity. Where are you at? The Audacity, yeah. There you are. New update available. Don't ever tell me about it. I should get it updated then. Blood DK get an 8% buff. Yo, PvP save, Blood DK, big boy. Bring those guys into an RBG. What is this? Oh my god. Switch. The amount of rogues on each team here, with Shadow Prank together with Fashion on Team Kragar, as well as Rin and Grifka on Team 2, is ridiculous, but Subtlety's about to get a pretty big nerf this Tuesday, so I guess his boys trying to get themselves a bit of a game. We also got ASUS Albedo, gonna be first up, charging out toward Team 2, not sure who he's going up against. He's kind of just meeting him on the battlefield. Looks like it will be the rogue. It's going to be Rin getting off of the bat, trying to see if he can get over the massive secret technique. Big crit. What? I'm sorry. Is Albedo just dead? Was that just him? What? What? Was Fasca supposed to be first one? They're a little confused. Everybody's a little confused. Is this man supposed to go in? Because he didn't even react. I don't think it was him messing up. Was it? Or is it? Wait, I'm actually just going to take that as a kill and just go with it? No way. Fast will open it up onto Ren. He's going to go for a Cloak of Shadows immediately. Shadow stepping towards Fast. He's going to dip out of there with a quick board. Set up a bunch of portals, but the Cloak of Shadows should keep him covered. Has a succubus on him. I like your little purple and red mug you got going on, by the way. This man is having a bit of an identity crisis. He got himself the Blood Fang look, but he also got himself the Wrath of the Lich King look, together with the tabard. I think it was the of Arcane as well. It looks great. Mortical sent him. Stun into a Chaos Bolt off of that Infernal. Mad damage. Ren could go down. That's going for the Vanish. Gives him a bit of a shield to work with, trying to see if he can potentially escape and skulk around the corner away from Fast. He still got a dot on him. That's gonna be important as Fast trying to use a soul burn in order to also give himself a bit more mobility. Gonna be a second to see as Ren trying to see if he can get himself a proper go. Fast go with a bonds off fell. Ren may just have to go for Cloak of Shadows. Their soul is getting stolen. Does not break the crystal just yet. It's gonna go for that Vanish. Could pick up their soul. Should pick up their soul if they want to go full damage. But Fast is going to go for a little bit of a soul burn Hellstone just to make sure he's stopped off as best as he can be here. Going to be a quick sap into a gouge into a blind. I think this is where Ren is just trying to see if he can get around Fast kills. Maybe just trying to see if he can deal with Succubus. Is going to re-stealth the Succubus. Sap the Succubus if you can. If you can sap the Succubus, you will be in a great spot. At least that thing won't be able to get an opener on you. Can you sap demons? I think you can, right? Ren does end up dipping into stealth last second right before Fascas gets him out of the open. And it's going to go for a quick cheap shot. Smoke bomb to cover the Succubus approach. I think the thing ends up walking in somewhere. Yeah, there it goes. They will not be able to go for a proper CC until a little bit later. It's going to be Mortal Coil sent in. Succubus CC right after. Ren is able to break out of it. Going to be Reflect for Fast Skills. Not much you can reflect. Cloak of Shadows for the Rogue. As Fast Skills taking a lot of damage right now. The Rogue dipping back behind the pillar as he's running out of steam. Still has shadowy blades, but no dance to work with. Shadow stepping towards Succubus. Sapping that thing. Is trying to make Shane as much as he onto that thing as best as possible. Going to be cheap shot. Getting shot to Fast Skills. Does he have himself the big shadowy duel? Oh my god. Wait, second technique. Does he have second technique? Bonds are fell. Chaos Ball most likely. Shadow Fury is going to vanish. Break. Not breaking the crystal. Got himself plenty of shielding. Fast skills at no hell whatsoever is gonna go for the gate in case the rogue opens out upon him. Wait, Succubus CC could help him right now. Does he get hit by it? Gouge to follow, try to see if he can watch the Succubus. Literally wait, saving the kick for that thing. He was literally staring at it, saving the kick for that thing. Mortal with the Succubus running the rogue away towards the corner, Trinket into an interrupt. Fast skills, he's gonna go for yet another Hellstone. Does get himself quite a bit of survivability. Big part away from Ren, who is not out of the duel just yet. Actually looks like Ren is going for a bit of recovery. Soul ripped out of their body. Will either need to pick up their soul in order to deal full damage, full healing, that or just staying back away from fast skills, build compounds off of the Succubus, maybe even find a way to interrupt it. Stun onto fast skills. Succubus does not have the line of sight for this one. This gives the rogue an opportunity to at least have a stun and a bit of a go versus fast, who is waiting until the next Hellstone is available. As long as you keep the Warlock in combat, you will not be able to, or he will not be able to get himself another Hellstone for a good bit too. Gonna be interrupt onto the fire. It's gonna be fast skills trying to find himself an angle. Mortal sent in, needs to go for the second BCC, does establish a pretty good go versus Ren. Ren's gonna have to break the bonds, but has advantage for nothing. Advantage for that one. He almost has had advantage for every one of those with a big secret technique, taking him out. Taking him into the realm of shadows, with Shadow going to be up next. Blasted out over and Ren mad damage with the secret technique. Cheat death right after. Nothing he can do about it. Does go for the gouge. Someone's still alive. Wait a second. Did Tavi? Hold on a second. Did Tavi accidentally throw a judgment at the other rogue? Oh no. You know why I'm a little concerned? Because for my boy Ren, he was going for CC chains. That's the only thing that was keeping him alive between gouges, blinds, and all that. I think one of those judgments that Tavi threw in, thinking his rogue and his team died. He's thinking, oh, the rogue is so dead, dude. I could just go, right? I could just go, right? I think one of his judges might have broken the CC. I'll be able to go back and look, but I think my boy Ren might have gotten done dirty. For these duels, seriously, give the other person until you can confirm that the person is actually dead. Not 2%, not 1% health, actually dead. Just let it be a proper 1v1, because Tavi might have messed him up. I'll be able to go back and look, but I got that feeling in the back of my belly. Man, he probably messed it up for him, potentially. Who knows? Shadow's going to try to see if he can evade. Tavi does try to go in for a bit of a restart. I think a Shadow Meld doesn't get himself a proper CC. That's going to be a blind. Oh, a good blind, though. But can't walk away from... Oh, wait. Oh, no, Tavi. Oh, man. I was going to say, he had enough of a time with a 5-second blind over a 6-second blind to at least in a judgment of the rogue and deny him a proper restart. But instead, his first global was a self-heal. Could have literally denied a rogue and he could have go there afterwards. Man, that was rough. Tavi may decide to pick up the eye, man. This fiery paladin. I like the look he's got going on, actually. A lot of like red, yellow, fire, everything that's molten. Big fan. Good sword too. Gonna be Shadow opening up with a massive secret technique. Shield of Vengeance as well as a wall. Does not Tavi survive this one? But that's gonna be a big hit and run by the rogue. Hoping to maybe get a blessing of protection out of Tavi the next go. Gouge in order to try to see if he can swing around him. Does he have himself another go right now? Dance is available. May have a secret technique off of this one too. Tavi looking for recovery, but at 29% dampening. You're not really gonna get much out of it. Cloaking shot is by the rogue. Using Shadow Step in order to stay on top of Tavi as best as possible. Does go for the cheap shot. Trinket with a blind. That's gonna be Searing Glare. The rogue's next few attacks are gonna guarantee miss the Paladin. This is why the rogue is just gonna dip out of there for just a second. But if you have a secret technique, you're gonna not only be able to do a lot of damage into Bob, but even maybe blast right through Blessing of Protection. Wait, you can just end the duel right there. Before the guy gets a wall back up, this is where you gotta go. Get a shot, Blessing of Protection, you can still secret technique it. It still goes through Blessing of Protection, at least partially. The shadows are all shadow damage. Your main attack is physical, but the shadows are pure shadow, and they hit so much harder than the physical damage could. Oh my god, I don't even know if he sent it there or not. He might have delayed it, waiting for Blessing of Protection. He might have delayed it. Codge to follow Trinket and the Kidney Shot reversal by the rogue. Does have a wall for this one. Did Shadow send the secret technique last time? He may actually have. He may have. I guess maybe just didn't do enough damage last time. But that's going to be Tavi's wall together with the Shield of Vengeance. Got himself as much recovery as possible as he's going for as many flash heals and Word of Glories as he can. But the man is kind of limited to what he can do unless he can get next to the rogue and start building that holy power regularly and staying in combo with him, which honestly as a paladin you may want to do that. I know you want to get away from the rogue, but the rogue has burst, no sustain. So if you're standing next to the rogue, at least you can generate holy power regularly. And as long as you're waiting out for that big secret technique and have a defensive for it, you should be good to go. But Shadow does end up taking him out. Calvin gonna be up next. This is Kreiser with his good old Mog, dude, the old school Mog. Kreiser old school Mog on an alt as a Void Elf Warlock. Actually, the Void Information I imagine would be really, really good for Warlock too. Just extra mobility. Succubus, you see immediately as the man goes in for a bit of damage. And Calvin is going to be able to, or Chrysler is going to be able to get a couple of dots. Bonds are fell available. That's a port as well. With a portal on top of it. Shadow can't really do much about that portal. It's just going to add extra damage and deny him any kind of reset. This is where Chrysler is going to go picking up the eyes immediately. Is there Succubus already by the rogue? I guess he can hold it back a little bit. Does have it go for a restealth for just a moment. If you can get it to go for a secret technique or a Succubus CC very quickly, if the rogue is ever does not have an interrupt available or isn't paying attention, you may be okay. You do need to walk the Succubus away from the rogue to get the rogue away from the pillar, if possible. Does go for the interrupt. Succubus no longer has a kick. Calvin or Scryzer maybe could push in. Potentially. The rogue is still taking quite a bit of damage. Dampening is pretty high. Every one of these sipping cups is not going to be able to do enough. You're going to be an immolate. Portals available. Double the portal. Shadow Fury. I think you may just have him. I think it's over. Oh, just double portal with a stun. Locking him down. Nothing he can do. With Fashion going to be up next, man. These rogues. Back-to-back rogues. So many of them. Gouging the opener. Get a shot right after. Immediate trinket for Calvin. Immediately tries to see if he can back up out of this. The Succubus keeping the rogue a bit of company behind the pillar. He knew he was going to take a lot of damage, decided it's better to burn a trinket here and maybe save a defensive. Got himself a Succubus CC with an immolate. Rogue probably wants to go for a shadow step in order to get in combat. Is going to go for a Cloak of Shadows. He looked like a resell for a second, but no, just a normal Cloak of Shadows. Calvin trying to see if he can maybe get a couple of drains on him, just keeping him in combat as much as possible. Fear, as the rogue not going behind the pillar whatsoever, gives the Warlock an opportunity to at least have a go. Lots of damage with those instant cast. They nerfed the instants, but you still got so much pressure onto the rogue. Who's just gonna go down. Most likely cheat death right after. Does not have an answer here. Oh, the Shadowy Portal does end up capitalizing on him. Chrysler bringing it back for his team with my man Kragar. Last one left, playing out the Arms Warrior this time around. So he's got himself a lot of burst, a lot of big go, not a lot of survivability, where Calvin is going to open it up with a Warbreaker together with a massive bleed of Dragon's Roar as well as a Shockwave, leaping in with a Blaze Storm immediately. This man is going in lawnmower mode insta. You got to be very careful with the Succubus. Does not have a way to counter the Succubus Seduce. I always thought Warriors could do a Zerka Rage for it. You know, because you could break out of a Fear with Zerka Rage, break out of Sap with Zerka Rage, but Succubus CC is like a blind, more or less. It's like a big disorient. Can't break out of it. Does go for defensive stance. Try to walk out of Monster Fell. Is going to be able to go from Pen and Victory off of that Infernal. I was going to say Fell Elemental. I guess it is technically, but that's not the name. Krager's taking a lot of damage. So got himself like parry up right now just to reduce the damage taken by 30% to give himself a little bit of an opportunity. Charged over to Chrysler, but wasn't able to stay on him until a stun right after. Finally gets a lockdown on the Warlock, able to finally get a couple of bleeds in. Calvin is able to get a lot of instant cast as Krager just keeps slicing and dicing at him. With the Fear to follow Zerka Rage right after, with a Succubus CC afterwards, get to Casbolt. I think it's over. One bolt into Mortal Coil. Bonds are full, breaking the bonds. Oh, my man, Chrysler came back in. Oh, I love that mask, dude. That vicious, devious mask. Oh, it's so good. Everything from the weapon to the tabard, everything is classic about that look. My goodness. You know what? There's a lot of Destra Warlocks out there, and Destra's really, really good. But something about Chrysler and watching that man play Destra, the way he plays it, oh my goodness, it's just so good. Let's get us another one going here, boys, yeah? Uno más. Dude, it's actually my favorite Warlock, has to be my favorite Destra Warlock. Besides, like, Rev. Rev also loves doing some weird stuff over on the NA. He does love to get creative. Hey, let me know if there is still 5 in that team, or if you guys lost one. I can join to help add more. They're flocks into the ground. Are they doing anything to them with this Tuesday reset? Yeah, we're ready? Okay, we'll go again. Let me take a look at what are they doing. Chat, are they doing anything to Warlocks in these upcoming changes? Because they're doing a bunch of like PvE and PvP changes. Like Rogues are getting a nerf in PvP, but like Assassinations get a buff for PvE, which will probably set it ahead of the other specs within like raids in particular. It might make them a little better for Mythic Plus, but like I think the playstyle is just was still gonna hold them back. Just it's not ideal. Like we can talent for good AoE and single target, whereas the specs of Outlaw and Subtlety can. They don't really need to give up, while Assassination does need to. But we'll see. I'm gonna play Diablo and Global Launch. God is not to get things spoiled. Wildhead posted it. I know, dude. I've been just every single time Wildhead posts an article on Diablo, I'm just not clicking it. I want to explore that game as it comes. That's what I want to do. More instant cast nerfs for Destro? Are they really? They nerfed him recently. Is there more? I mean, I guess you watch it Cryzo and how just he pops instant cast and just how much damage he did. But like, all right, I guess. I don't know if it'll be enough though. I mean, watch it Cryzo. He's doing pretty good with these things. All right, let's get this one going. All right, let's get another song going, boys. Yeah. Oh God, he's already going in. Oh no, Albedo. Oh yeah, Albedo actually never get to play last time, did he? Oh no. Switch. Albedo immediately getting locked down with Alexu by the Monk. Does going for the Hodge to reverse it. It's gonna be big damage on Albedo. Is he playing the Crusade? And this man is playing the big Crusade. This is where Duel may want to rotate defensives very carefully. At least he doesn't have to worry about a stun. But the more resources that Albedo spends while the wings are active, Crusade amplifies his haste, but also his damage beyond what normal wings can do within PvP. So the man can actually get himself quite a bit of burst in there in order to one-shot somebody. Duel tried to be very careful, using the CC carefully in order to try to see if he can control Albedo. He manages to generate so much holy power, slamming it back into Duel with a sudden right after. Wings just falling off. He's gonna go for a big final wreck. Is it gonna be enough to Duel give himself a little bit more health to work with? I think it was one of the defenses used up. Actually, maybe not. Maybe for Brew at some point, but I kind of missed it. Does have a Zuen. Does he have the damage to reconnect? He doesn't have the damage just yet, but the Zuen at least was able to apply a little bit of pressure towards Albedo. I think he should have a leg sweep at this point, right? Leg sweep to follow. Does get himself a setup. Maybe a bit of damage, but he doesn't really have any kind of talents that are like Thunder Fist in order to give him a little bit more of an to potential score and kill, especially since Albedo loves to play very defensively, generating plenty of holy power, using it to heal himself, so he knows exactly when he should get into combat and when he should back out. And right now he's feeling like, I need more healing, I need more damage, I need to get in there in the man's face. He's gonna back away from Fist of Fury just for a second, but he's looking to get back in there as soon as possible, as soon as he doesn't have enough holy powers to generate. Duel trying to get himself a setup. Next Serenity or next set of Crusade Wings may be the end of game here. Duel trying to set up a bit of a Thunder Fist. Potentially could be a big go. That's going to be a Hodge out of the Paladin with a final wreck. Maybe big damage. Oh, mad damage. That's a port last second. It's going to go for a heal. The man does end up disconnected. Oh, a second port to follow. Trying to see if he can get away from Albedo. Is it going to be enough to juke him out though? Man's still trying to catch up on a bit of healing. Waiting until cooldowns are available. That's like 3 seconds until leg sweep is up. The man is still playing it super defensive. Is he going to wait 30 more seconds to combine his Zuen to this one? Because Albedo still holding on to a bubble, holding on to a Bloodseeker protection, could potentially be either one of them. Duel trying to go for a bit of damage. That's going to be disarm off of that, with Albedo going in for full Crusade, wings and everything. This is where it should be Duel's go, and Duel's just going to chop right through it. The man got himself plenty of defenses with offenses. Albedo doesn't even care about this karma. He's just going to keep blasting out through everything Duel's got, ripping right through the man. Doesn't even give him a chance. My goodness. Into an incap. The man bubbles it just to break him. The man is just, oh my goodness. I mean, I'm not a big fan of you guys flagging each other with flag of ownership. I think it's BM. And to keep the sanctity of the dueling arena, I love it when you guys are treating each other with respect, and at least respect, not kindness, at least respect each other's dueling champions. But, oh my god, wait, did you get the homies to join in? Yo, my god. This man has said, I hate Duel. All my homies hate Duel. This homie's joined in. Gotta be Chrysler opening up with a big infernal. Albedo no longer has a bubble. This is where Chrysler has a perfect opportunity to punish him. Let's go for a portal. Reflect. Mortal Coil. Albedo does end up taking a portal. Wait a second. Albedo got a portal? I guess from fast skills, don't they? Wait, Albedo got himself a nice little sneak away. I usually don't like it when you guys take portals of other people, right? If it's a Warlock taking his portal, that's fine. Somebody else taking a Warlock portal. I'm not a big fan of it. I wonder if that'll give Albedo enough of a chance here to maybe reverse it versus Calvin, who is Chrysler. Got himself big dark bag. Albedo tried to see if he could blast him, but does end up jumping off the side. I guess maybe want to go for a bit of a hit and run. Chrysler's literally walking at the man. He's not giving him opportunity to catch any line of sight whatsoever. The only thing a man is going to catch is maybe a charge. Gonna be Bonza fell, breaking immediately onto Albedo. What a time Bonza fell, actually. Albedo taking a lot of explosive damage, backing up out of there, looking for recovery. This man, you know what? Against the Monk, he was super aggressive to stay in there and fight and get holy power. Against Chrysler, he has a completely different thought process. He's gonna back the hell away and try to go for a reset. Mad damage on Albedo with a slow. Hodge to follow. Does he have the second BCC? Gonna be a wings available. If you can CC Albedo's go here a little bit, control it somehow, that'd be perfect. It's gonna be second BCC immediately. Does Calvin have enough here? Only thing this man has blessing of protection. That's not going to stop here against the Warlock. Got him some shield advantage last second. Is that with the wall? I think the two got disconnected a little bit though. As Calvin still has the man on the rope. Shield of Vengeance is always got Bonzafel. I think breaks it. Spell Warden. This man is a Spell Warden player. Oh my god. That gives an opportunity versus Calvin, who at least got juked out to an interrupt. He can maybe get some damage to Albedo. Does get hit with a blind for a second. Gonna be Albedo breaking it as the man's just trying to get himself as much resources as he can. Spell Warden gamer, huh? I think Kryza was expected for the blessing of protection, maybe. At least I was for sure. Because when you look at Albedo, who he's got to fight against, he's got to fight against a monk, 2 rogues, and Tabby. Spell Warden compared to Blessing. I think a Blessing would have done much better against all those melee classes. But maybe Spell Warden for like the Warlock and the Paladin. Maybe it's like, you know what, those are the 2 classes that I'm the most scared of. I'm going to play Talon in order to fight them back-to-back considerates, doing a ton of damage. Albedo just burning out a little bit here and there. Does go for the Hodge, trying to see if he can soothe the beast that is the Warlock for a second, just so the man can get himself even a hint of recovery. Succubus around the corner, could set up a big Succubus CC potentially. Calvin trying to see if he can find himself a much better angle here. And Albedo also just trying to see if he can get himself a good spot going. Calvin, did he end up, he did something, I think, a water facial. Is that what that was? He might have set up a water pressure. Does go for the stun at long range. Portals open it up. Bonzo fell around the corner. Albedo most likely is going to end up breaking it in case he wants to back up. It's going to be Calvin Porter right next to him. It's going to force him to break the portal. The Bonzo fell. Mortal call outwards. Incinerates to follow. Does he have enough damage? Albedo needs a line of sight or something. Anything right now. The slows that need to be out for Calvin is going to go for a bit of drain. Can Albedo somehow turn it around versus this Warlock champion? That is going to be Dark back with a reflect. A little bit early, baby, for Calvin. Does not have a wall anymore, but has an Infernal coming back up. And Albedo live long enough where he's got himself bubble available, wings with Crusade most likely back up and ready, and you could potentially have himself a proper go here. Calvin just needs to make sure he's a-okay. He needs to make sure he got himself a plan B, has a trinket, so he should be alright as long as he has himself mobility to get away from Albedo. He'll be okay. Big portal together with the Bonzafel. Albedo is going to take a lot of damage. Got himself wings. That is going to be Infernal around the corner. Calvin with a Mortal Call. Albedo does bubble this off. Does Calvin have an option out of this? He does have a port out. It's going to be Albedo. Does he go in to charge, or does he try to find some cover some more? Because that is a bubble, that is the side of wings. I think just going to blast out the Infernal as well as the Succubus if you can. But I think mostly trying to see if he can play defensive. I really don't think that's what you should be doing. Maybe with Crusade being long enough, he's going to go part of it is defensive, part of it offensive. I think if you do try to see if you can get a kill here, if you want to win this duel, I think you have to get at Kryza at some point and blast him out. But he went full defense with those wings, literally playing it like he's a holy Paladin. Going to be Bonzafel around the corner with a portal. Paladin trying to see if he can rush in there. Is going to go for a blind as Calvin goes in for a reflect in case there's a Hodge waiting for him. And Albedo trying to use whatever defenses he's got in order to try to see if he can survive that. A bit of an onslaught, trying to get himself a much better angle versus Kryza being on top of the bridge with him is at least a decent position to be in. Kryza trying to see if he can force him away from the pillar. He has a Succubus standing right next to him. Hodge on the Succubus just to make sure he can't CC him. This man is just trying to be so careful. I think he's trying to play into the high dampening maybe at this point. Shadow Fury from range. Does have a human ratio for this one. Chaos Bolt loaded up but didn't quite send. There goes a Chaos Bolt flying in with an Immolate right after portal to follow. As Calvin trying to see if he can find himself a much better angle. Albedo still taking a lot of damage. But Kryza unable to really get enough pressure in order to take down the Paladin just yet. Does drop down a Bonzafel. I don't think it broke. I don't even think it even attached properly. But that's alright. As Kryza got a full cooldowns at the ready. Like, he's got every defensive. From effect, dark back, wall, trinket, void elf racial. He's just got to get a little bit more range, a little bit more damage, and a little bit better line inside of Albedo. I think he may be able to win this. Albedo got 2 minutes on that wing, bubble, and I think about a minute and a half maybe on the wings. He's playing the long wings. So we'll see how it goes. Bonzafel yet again. Portals to follow. Albedo, it does end up going for Shield of Vengeance together with the wall. Every defensive does look like he's got himself either proc or wings or actual wings available. Kryza just got to summon up a freshly Succubus to make sure he doesn't have one that's just basically barely limping over on the arena. That's going to be Albedo dipping back in. He doesn't have a way to ramp up the swings while he's back there. He needs to use those swings in order to maybe set up a kill at some point versus Calvin. Dampening is super high up. He does have a Blessing potential go back up at 30, so maybe that's what he's kind of banking for at this point. Gonna be Shadow Fury around the corner. Calvin trying to see if he can just instant cast down Albedo with a Mortal Call right after. He's gonna bring the Bonzafel mad damage with a portal to follow. Trying to go for lay in hands, but it's barely doing anything for you at 48% dampening. The man is at no hell whatsoever. If you just can get more instant cast on the guy, you'll be golden. Paladin. Calvin needs to find himself a better angle. He knows Albedo is going to try to see if he can juke him out as best as possible. But maybe he can get a succubus. Oh, catches him with a succubus right out of the corner. Albedo was watching where the warlock was. Wasn't paying attention to where the succubus may be. Trying to see if he can hit him with a slow. Does he have the damage? One more instant is all he needs. This is going to be over for Albedo. Wall together with the Shield of Vengeance. Both defensives used instantly. And the man is just still trying to get himself recovery. Dodging the Bonzafell though. Trying to see if he can get himself a goal versus Calvin, but the man does himself a board. Does get Albedo no health. Oh, spell warded. Unless maybe the succubus can get in there. Hold on. Maybe just send in the succubus to auto attack the guy to death. Because that thing would do it. That thing may be able to bring it down fast enough, potentially. He has got himself a bubble back up. He's going to have a forbearance for like 30 seconds. But as long as he could wait out, maybe use the bubble together with a set of wings versus my man Kreiser, maybe he can make a play. This guy is just, oh my. I think it's been a long while since we've seen a Paladin play out the game so long, man. He's just been running the entire match. I think he's just waiting until the perfect go versus Kreiser, yeah? Gotta be. It's gotta be. Bonzafell does not quite break it. Bubble really early for Albedo. Was able to spook Kreiser to back up out of that, to pour it out of that situation. But it doesn't look like Albedo really set himself up. Maybe a kill potential? I mean, maybe he'll be able to turn this around. I really wish I could track his wings. Is this a proc of wings or are you actually pressing wings? Stun on the succubus? Into Calvin. He got himself juked out and interrupt. Got himself lots of haste. Big damage potentially. Albedo, that is his real wings by the looks of it. Does have a final record to Calvin, who was able to shut down a lot of the swings with the fear. Big Bonzafell wall together with the Shield of Vengeance. I think this is where Albedo is just trying to see if he can all in. 60% dampening. Calvin can get a lot of healing. Neither can Albedo. At this point, you just got to rush in there and do as much damage as possible. Wings do wane off. Calvin trying to see if he can get himself a better angle here. Charging at the Paladin, but he's being a little bit careful. Trying to get the succubus out. Maybe use a succubus CC to stop him in place. Is going to go for the final wreck in order to try, or Wake of Ashes to try to see if he can just CC the succubus. Still trying to stay away from this guy as best as possible. What's up, Patrick? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Hope you're doing good, my man. It's longest match you're joining in for, my guy. Succubus CC onto Albedo. Does walk him out for a second. That's going to be Crisis. Set up, perched up above. Got himself portals. Potentially at least one portal. Matt Cancel flying in. Is it enough though? Got himself more instant cast. Albedo's still somehow alive in this duel. I just cannot believe this man is still alive, still kicking. Some way, somehow. Is that a lay in hands? I think that was a lay in hands. How many bubbles and bombs and lay in hands have you went through already? I think like at least 2 of each. 12-minute duel. This man is just going through all his defenses. Succubus CC. Is it enough though? Tries to try to set up a portal. Canceled. Is this going to be it? Does it take him out? Shield of Vengeance with a wall, barely keeping him alive. This man has been sitting at 2% health, 10% health for so long. Wake of Ashes to follow, stunning that succubus for just a minute. And Albedo again trying to avoid Calvin the best he can. Freshly succubus is getting spawned in. You imagine this is where Albedo would just push him, maybe to get a quick interrupt on the succubus while he has this pet kind of low. I think at this point that's what you should have done. That or like pop wings together with a bubble when those things are together and then blast. Got himself Crusade. Looks like he's sending it into the succubus. The entire Crusade buff. Is Calvin got himself an angle? I think he just waited until succubus gets itself out of CC. Yeah, just get it out of CC. Bonzafell to follow. Full wings available for the Paladin. I think this is where you just go in and do the damage. I think this is where you have to. Is it gonna? I don't know if he's gonna. My God, this is the longest duel ever. I haven't found the will to play in season 2 in DF. I don't know. You're taking a break. That's all good, my guy. Yeah. If you just want to take a break, Diablo's around the corner. Might be a good time to do it. But season 2 has been a blast, man. It's been dungeons and raids have been awesome. PvP has also been pretty fun too. No, I don't think Crusade is a minute CD. I think it's a 2-minute. Stun onto Albedo with the Cancel to follow. Albedo trying to see if he can find himself a bit of cover. Still still got defenses. So Patrick, I think normal wings is a minute. Crusade changes it to a 2-minute, but lets it ramp up to get even more damage out of it. Yeah, I blame the map. Can't change the Warlock vertical. He can't chase the Warlock vertically. I mean, I guess. But I feel like the whole time he's just been really playing a defensive, more defensive than offensive. Like there's been some clear moments where he could pop a defensive, pop wings, Kreiser used the board, and Kreiser has nowhere to go. So like you can chase, it's just he hasn't taken those clear opportunities whatsoever. Like I'll tell you when I'll let you know when another comes up, because like I've seen these so much. Like there's some moments There are definitely some moments that he's missed out. Big portal into Albeda, more to call off this one. Mages go down, Bubble's available. Right now he has Bubble, together with Crusade. This potentially could be a situation where Albeda is at no health whatsoever, 80% dampening. This man survived this game for so long. Calvin, Kreiser, can't really heal much at all. Albeda can also not heal at all, but the man's got immunities and he's got 8 seconds and even a Blessing of Protection, so if you want to have a longer duration, Blessing of Protection could be it. You just gotta find a way to break past into CC of Calvin, force at least one mobility, use the immunity, and blast him. I think he's gonna approach from like that angle, but Kreiser is trying to see if he can find and cover all the aspects. Does jump down, could be an opportunity for Kreiser to actually take a port. That's gonna be a big portal together with Bonzafell. Albeda that keeps backing away from the Bonzafell. I think that's the problem he's making. He's putting his health into lower and lower situation every single time, blasting out of the pad, trying to see if he can make a play. Devil should have himself covered here right now. Could be a really bad situation. May just want to use immunity at this moment, and one single conflagration could take you out. Still focusing on self-healing as much as possible. And Kreis just used a lot of mobility. This is where you should push in. We force out a portal. Succubus is here right after though. Yeah, I think that was the moment. That was a pretty good situation where he just should have pushed in and used an immunity to cover himself because he had no health. But he's just focused so much on self-healing. And gotta give him credit, survivability is fantastic, but man, I feel like he just had immunity where he's taken no healing whatsoever. At some point, you just gotta stop spending globals on healing and just doing damage. Especially if you can ramp up a Crusade. I mean, that thing slams. 86% dampening. Yeah, you ain't healing at all. So Fast goes walking into this one. Kreiser somehow walked out of the duel with full cooldowns, all defensives, all offensives. So you can maybe try to see if you can find fast skills. Right now, any pot shots you can take at the other guy is perfect. Succubus CC for CC, gonna be tricking out of fast skills. Calvin with a reflect, trying to see if he can deny any go from fast. Fast with a reflect of his own, does have a portal opening up in the back, but it looks like Mortal Infernal does get sent in. That's gonna be sent into Infernal by Calvin with a stun. Bonzafell to follow, trying to see if he can blast him out. Portals around the corner. Fast skills immediately trying to wall this out, but any damage you take, any damage you don't do to the other guy is gonna put you behind Mortal right after Calvin, trying to go for as many instances. That's gonna be Succubus CC chasing him and kind of finding him as he's off the bridge. Literally still got a good line of sight. Stun to follow, still undecided. Infernal on him together with Succubus. The man is still burning fast because he's not in a great spot right now. Calvin just used a couple instances. Is going to go for a port, trying to make sure there's no line of sight together with Fast, who's out in the open, not a place where you want to be whatsoever. Succubus uses a couple of good slaps at you, and Calvin does end up outplaying the guy fairly well. Krager up next, charging in. I don't even know if he's going to go for an auto duel. Immediate reflect into a shockwave, got himself full burst. That's going to be wall for Calvin. The more damage you can deny to the other guy, the better. Bonzafell, Krager immediately breaks it. That's going to be a jump off for Calvin. Probably has a port available. Does he though? I don't know if he does. He does have a void of racial. That's what it was. Krager does end up leaping up above, but Krager actually, Kreiser just end up porting away. Port as Mortal Coil comes out, tricking for Krager. Does have instant cast, finding the range, making sure to do it from a distance. That's going to be reflected up for Krager. Kreiser just needs to wait a second or two. He's got himself the eyeball just blasted out of Krager. Oh my god, Stormbolt, that was a good bowl, but nothing you can do there. Unless you can somehow find the rogue and Succubus see him. There's no... You do! You actually do! No way! Oh my god! Yeah, there's no way you're gonna. That was the longest eviscerate in my life, by the way. That was that was so good. I was gonna say like, there's no way, right? Rin gonna be up next, trying to see if he can get Shadow or Ren's here as the Cloak of Shadows comes out. For Shadow does end up dipping away with a vanish. At this point, whoever picks up Eyes, I think is gonna definitely have more information and more of an advantage. As long as Shadow is not too close, picking up the Eyes, it's gonna be out in the open. Does happen immediately. Rin no longer has a trigger. Wait a second, Shadow could maybe end this right near. As long as she death just bugs out for Rin. Wait a second. Succubus, Shadowy Duel? Is it another? Cheap. Oh, disarm. Wait, no. Rin, evasion. Do they take him back? Oh, it's going to be restopped by Shadow? Okay. Wait a second. 100% dampener. That's the first time I've seen duels hit that high of dampening. 18 minutes into the duel. What is it, like 24, 23 minutes like max before arena like ends here? I think. Shadow may want to pick up Ice. He has no idea where Rin is, but knowing that Rin cannot heal, either Rin is playing aggressive, camping the eye, that or he's away trying to play defensive, and that is not how you should do it. Shadow does end up going for Fan. He knows that Rin should be nearby now. But no, Rin is actually playing the defensive. At some point, you just... I don't think a lot of these guys played at high dampening. I feel like with a Paladin who's trying to heal through dampening, and now Rin who's sitting back just waiting for sippy cups, I don't think a lot of these guys play a lot in high dampening, like in arena. Shadow is gonna find him real quickly. Is a vanish to follow? Rin with a vanish, one after vanish for vanish. At this point, you gotta pick up eyes. Rin, I think at this point, either gotta pick up eyes. No vanish available. I don't know if you do pick up eyes. Shadow can pick up eyes as long as it's quick with a smoke bomb. He will be okay. If he can pick up eyes and smokes himself, he will be alright. The only way he isn't is if Rin literally is right next to him. So depending on Rin's position, I think you'd want to have an aggressive position. Shadow, aggressively, hanging out by the eye, waiting for it. Wait, Grifka, you may just end up finding him out. Wait, Grifka, no, don't do that. You gotta find him out. You gotta tell him where he's at. Shadow knows he stepped to somebody. He knows he stepped to somebody. He's nearby. Even Fashion's walking out here. What is going on, Fashion? Wait, why is Fashion picking up the eyes? Wait, what? Huh? I'm sorry, what? Wait. Did he tell Fashion, hey, can you pick up the eyes, tell me where he's at? Is that what it is? Wait a second. Did Shadow tell Fashion to go pick up the eyes so you can juke him out? Is that what happened? There's gonna be Shadow not to get a blasted by secret technique. Doesn't give a cheat death for this one. Blind last second. Grifka needs a little bit. Oh, do you have a kidney? Oh, try to get cheat death. Do you got to follow? Give Shadow a survivability here. Stun. Grifka. Did he tell the other rogue to walk in to pick up the eyes so he thinks, oh, that's the guy, I'm gonna attack him? Wait a second. Tavi? You just heal Grifka? Okay, hold on a second. Maybe he's like, you know what? They did a little tricky rogue move. I'm gonna throw a heal for Grifka. I think it's only fair. Whether you think it's fair or not, just I don't care if the other team is doing some shenanigans. As long as your team is not doing any cheesy doodles, anything weird, I think it's fine. You know what I mean? Fashion thinking about picking up the eyes. If you wanted to, that's a perfect time to do it. Especially if you got smoke, especially if you got vanish. Grifka is way out there. Grifka no longer has a trinket. Right now for Fashion, this would be a good time to do it. But the man is just uncertain. Do you do it and then be found out by Grifka nearby? Or do you just camp it and wait for Grifka? At this point, Grifka is moving. He is schmoving. He is searching for the other rogue. He doesn't even think about the eye. He's not even aware of it though. Maybe now he's a little more conscious? Now the stream got cut up a little bit. Now he's thinking about it. Wait a second. Oh, walked right up with each other. Fashion doesn't even realize he was there. He would have heard him, I imagine, if he was next to the guy. He would have heard the stealthy sound, but I guess he just didn't pay attention. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Phantom Knights by Grifka. Gathers the proper opener. Fashion no longer has a trinket. She does save him here. She does barely save him. Cheap shotting it again. Grifka is going to be advantage for Fashion with the Phantom Knives. Grifka try to see if he can cheap shot him. Phantom Knives just sees a gouge to fall into the gouge him, so he did. Oh, wait a second. Fashion turns around. Gonna shot at Grifka. Is it gonna be enough though? Is he gonna blast him out? Secret technique right after. Is this gonna be enough right now? Grifka does go to restart for a second smoke bomb. Oh, does end up slicing through him. What is this duel at the end with rogues and some cheats and doodle stuff? My man Chrysler though, 12 million damage, will not be deterred. Will get himself the kill he is deserving. And then Albedo. I really think Albedo should have played that more aggressively. I think that duel did not have to go into like super high dampening. That could have went to like normal dampening more or less. Let's get us another go in here, boys, yeah? At some point when the dampening is so high, you just have to take a chance. You win some, you lose some, but you just gotta get in there. Let me know if we still have 5 or if I am needed to help build a team. And Nami wants to join in? Is that what's going on? Yeah, we'll do. Ready? Alright, cool. Sounds good to me. I guess let's go black or cold, right? A little bit of a smaller arena. I am very surprised that our game went into that high of dampening, though. Very, 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 very surprised. But Nami, if you want to join in, ma'am, as soon as we got a spot, guy, I'll get you in here, yeah? As soon as we got a spot, I'll get you in. Why is Brewmaster getting damage increase? Honestly, they're so trinket and gear reliant. I'm okay with them getting a damage increase. Maybe it'll make like some of the secondary stats a little bit stronger and the tier set a little stronger, so they don't have to get all these like non-class things in order to do damage. You know what I mean? Because if you ever take a look at their like damage breakdown, they're just literally got trinkets on top of the damage, embellishment on top of the damage, onyx on on top of the damage, weapons on top of the damage. It's just kind of silly. Very, 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 very silly. Like, it's to the point where they're just like, they're not a Brewmaster monk, they're a Bar Power monk. You know, the BM stands for something else entirely this time around. But yeah. Screen peek? I think so. Sorry, now I gotta leave, consider on watch while I control a duel of work to watch. Sounds good, Joseph. Sounds good, my guy. No worries. Hopefully we'll see you next stream, yeah? Alrighty, switch. We got ourselves fast skills over for the team. Well, we got ourselves Cracker on the team. They gotta give this man a. Is he going first? No, I don't think he is. Shadowbreak is gonna be first up versus Albedo, I think. Is it gonna be Kreis? Who is it gonna be? Hold on a second. Is the Shadowbreak just trying to find the world? What is even happening? What is going on? Hold on a second. Who is dueling? Albedo and the Rogue are dueling? Is that what's happening? The other team is trying to find out what's happening too. Hold on a second. What is going on? This is madness. Wait, why is Shadow attacking Calvin? What is going on? What is happening? I have no idea what's going on. What just happened? It's just a free-for-all now. It was both Albedo and Shadowbreak attacking a Warlock. That's what happened. So Team 1 definitely had someone twisted there. And then Team 2 responded like, wait a second, that's 2 attacking 1 guy. We probably should, like, I don't know, kill off one of them, I guess. I have no idea. Was Albedo supposed to go first or not go first? In Fashion, I don't think he wants to do anything with it. He's just like, I'm just gonna play duels. I have no idea what's happening. Full brawl mode. Yo, can we get a hashtag Shane, boys? Yeah, my man. Thank you for the dono. Appreciate you, my man. Hashtag Shane, boys. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you. Seriously, what happened? That's just party. Okay. We gotta go again. Okay. We gotta go again. Craig is gonna remake the group. Let me know when you boys are ready. Oh man, I feel bad for Fashion because he just wanted to play too. Dude's won 15 minutes of fame? Maybe. I have no idea. I think it's just maybe. I think what happened was, honestly, Albedo is probably really upset after that duel. I imagine. That or. Because Albedo, I imagine like he would want to kill Kragar either way, right? He had a long duel where he played defensively, which is not what he should have done in the first place, right? He should have played offensively instead. Because playing defensively, like that hard defensively. Okay, giving Kragar a second. A change party. Alright. We give Kragar a second and we'll be good to go. I feel like with the Paladin, like, I get it. You want to play super defensive, maybe like, oh man, this Warlock, I gotta play extra careful around him. But there is a thing as playing too careful, right? You play too careful, you don't take the opportunity given to you at all. You play defense and you're hoping that maybe I'll just play defensive and I'll just win battle of attrition. And maybe that works in like a 2v2 arena of just like, I'll play defensive, and then maybe the enemy will run out of mana and you win. But like in a duel, you can't be constantly playing defensive, right? Because if you play defense, eventually you just lose. The best defense is a good offense. This is why, that's why, like, what, Sanzu or somebody said it, right? It's one of the common rules of combat. A best defense is a good offense. It's like having to be able to go on the offensive at some point, put the enemy on the back foot, be able to counterattack at the right time, and just, I wasn't really counterattacking. So maybe it was a situation where he was trying just to kill Kreiser while the Rogue was supposed to be dueling, or the Rogue decided to run out because he was just like, I didn't like Kreiser dueling. I don't want him to duel again. I don't want this game to go 80 minutes. Nope. Don't want to do it. Gonna snipe Kreiser real quickly. Nothing is gonna go wrong. And then the team 2 is seeing like, they're just killing our boy. 2 guys against 1. That's not alright. We should probably help him, right? It's like one person takes stand. I'm like, yeah, that should be a thing. 23, downstated quote, dude, honestly. Ready? Alright, cool. We'll go again. We'll go, I guess we'll do same arena, because I don't think anything was wrong with that arena. I do wonder who Krager swapped out, though. I do wonder which bodies Krager swapped out. Because it looked like for a second Krager was going to go first. Dwarf? Krager with Dark Iron? Oh, interesting. Tell me that, my boy! Oh my god! Ooh, Krager got all my favorites in there. Let's go! Oh my goodness, which? Advo joins in. Oh, that's awesome. My goodness. Kragar or the Dark Iron Dwarf. Honestly, it actually kind of fits you too. Just the fury of a Fury Warrior. No one embraces it better than Dark Iron Dwarf. It looks so good. Please don't use MD. Oh, for Bubble, I guess. Wait, the tabard and the set look so good together. Yo, that looks great. Please, we got please in here. Don't use MD. I'll have to figure out a name for him. Shadow Prank on that team. Dalaran, the boy, joining back in. Oh my god, this is one of my favorite arms warriors out there. And Duel as well. Versus Team 2. We got ourselves Griffco on that team together with Rain as double sub-rogue, double trouble. Calvin together with Destro Warlock. Advo as a demonology this time around, as well as Tavi on the Retribution Paladin. Tavi being usually Jesus, I think. Was it going to be Pally versus, oh my goodness, the Paladin, the Fated Paladin versus the Demonology Warlock duel, man. The two competitors, immediate Axtos by the Warlock, setting up a big setup with a Tyrant, together with a Portal, together with an Obelisk. This is where the Paladin may just have to press a bubble, trying to see if he can deny the bubble, but the Shield of Vengeance and a wall may not be enough to stop this army of demons, trying to see if he can prevent them from the actions with a Wake of Ashes blind, as all the demons are bunched up together back there. There's going to be a port for Calvin. Don't use MD. Go in aggressively here, or does he back up? Because that's still an army of demons right in his back. He just leaves. He doesn't want to fight a Demonology Warlock. Oh no. Oh no, dude. Warlocks? Ah, that's the second time we had a Paladin not like dueling a Warlock. Second time in a row. Dalaran charging in. Got him some Sharpened Blade immediately. Reflect to follow. He's going to leap back in for Calvin. The man will have some limit. Swapping to wrong Warlock. Limited mobility for a bit here. It's going to set up a portal. Bleed by Dalaran. Does get hit with a slow. It looks like that charge was not able to stop Advo at all, as he did have himself soul burned together with the port. Does end up backing away for just a second. Dalaran looking for a bit of a reset. The rogue really accidentally taking the portal by legs of Dalaran, trying to see if he could chop down the Felguard for just a second there. Advo backing up and trying to see if he could maintain his pets as best as possible. At least at this point, he was able to survive a good portion of the go by Dalaran, able to at least avoid it a little bit of it. Dalaran poked his head around the pillar just to get an axe toss, just to get a random throw weapon at that obelisk, but that thing has way too much health. And Advo is going to pull his pets back last second, just to try to see if he can maintain him as best as possible. The Demon Doggers do charge in. Advo trying to make sure there's plenty of space, so Dalaran has to use mobility in order to cover that gap. It also gives Advo an opportunity to establish a crest of exhaustion, Mortal Coil, maybe hit the guy with a fear, potentially Axe Toss is going to summon up a fresh new Felguard right after. So if Dalaran can maybe chop down this Felguard and deny Advo a new fresh Felguard, he may just have him here, man. He could potentially have him. Not a lot of players really focus on the Felguards like that. But honestly, that may be the play. Focus on the Felguard, ignore the Warlock, kill the Felguard outright, and then not let the Warlock summon a new one ever. Because all he's got is Fears, Shadow Fury Stone, maybe a Mortal Coil. He won't really have himself a proper go. Charged by Dalaran. Does he stay back? No, looks like he wants to stay in. That's going to be a Vile Fiend summoned up by Advo. Dalaran is going to take down the Obelisk very, very quickly. It's going to be another Axe Toss as the second Felguard joins in. Demon Dog is charging out. Demon Tyrant is going to be up next. Dalaran getting hit with a Mortal Coil, but does have a Reflect, or at least one of the bolts from a Demonology, from the pet. The Tyrant could potentially go for Shadow Meld here. Actually, could you just Shadow Meld this? Defensive stance. He needs to get himself a bit of healing. Looks like he's just going to work down the pet a little bit. Was able to avoid the Tyrant for the most part. Advo trying to reposition, but at this point you should be aware that the main Felguard is getting chopped up right now. Dalaran taking a bit of damage. Does have himself the rage he can convert at least into a bit of an ignore pain to offset some of the damage he's taking. And that Felguard actually getting storm bolted and everything. Advo may have to think about summoning a new one. Does end up summoning up a fresh new Felguard. So that does give him at least a little bit of opportunity to have a go versus Tal. Shadow Fury around the corner doesn't quite connect. Tal with a second wind. As long as he's out of combat for a little bit, he should be able to re-heal full. At this point, I don't know what do you do with Advo. Do you actually maybe just ignore the pet and go for Warlock and try to have a go? Or do you actually focus on the pet super hard? Because it's really rough. If you can deny him summoning a fresh new pet, then you're golden. Shrink it immediately for Advo off the Stormbolt Terror and trying to see if he can find himself a better angle versus the Warlock, but the Curse of Exhaustion is going to be slowing down quite well. Another charge to follow. Advo, Mortal Coil immediately. Trinket out of Dalaran, does go for a little bit of damage. Portal set up by Advo. It's going to be a bit of a Waystorm as well as a big bleed out onto Advo. Dalaran trying to see if he can reconnect. Wall to go with Dark Pact. It's a lot of damage. Mad go by Dalaran, blasted with a Dark Pact shield very, very quickly. Fear onto all these pets for just a second. As long as he can maintain some dots on the Advo, try to go for a kick, does get jicked out. Then it's going to be the banner dropping in as the Fear was out. Stormbolt onto Advo. And right now, Dalaran should be a-okay. If there's an Axe Toss, if there's anything, that banner should be able to remove a lot of the threat of that CC quite well. into a fresh new Valfiend summoned up. That's going to be yet another go by Dalaran. Blazestorm. Advo can't really stop it for a second. Keeps swapping to the wrong guy. I'm so sorry. Interrupted. Does connect it. Executes to follow. Oh, Dalaran does end up slaying a Demonology Warlock as an arms warrior. Well done. Well played. Clean game. But now he's got to go up against from, well, maybe Warden Warlock into the next. From Advo, the Demonology, into Chrysler on Calvin, the Void Elf. God, I still love that set. It looks so good. It's the iconic set Chrysler played, I think, back in Legion and even back in BFA. It looks so good. That's when Chrysler was still on a he's still like a human warlock for a good bit. Now that he's like an orc warlock named Chrysler. I also remember the Mechanome, dude. That era. The Chrysler Mechanome era was an interesting one. Did Succubus just walk in? It did. That gives Chrysler an opportunity to at least get himself a go versus Dalaran. Bonzafell is going to be up. Could maybe use Bonzafell to back up. 2 people hit by Bonzafell. Wait, no. Oh, wait. Did Shadowbring break at Bonzafell? Does that hurt Dalaran? It may. Dalaran is going to focus down the Succubus, though. Chrysler walking in pretty close. He could get himself a fresh new Succubus as well. Portal into Chrys. He does have the fell eyeball that's hidden through the wall, which is not ideal. Succubus CC is up. Cannot break out of it easily. It's going to be yet another portal. Dalaran will have to have an answer here. There's going to be an Infernal dropping in with the Shadow Fury right after. Does have a trinket for it. Fear onto all these pets. Stormbolt onto Calvin. And actually is going to back up out of the entirely. Defensive stance. Does he have a Shadow Melt? I think he tried to go for Shadow Melt, but he still doubted. He could maybe avoid Calvin long enough in order to get away and get himself second wind rolling in. Does himself a banner. It is going to be... Did the banner even do anything? I think Calvin might have actually obliterated the banner before he could do anything to it. There's going to be another portal join in. Does Dalaran have an answer? Maybe in a bit of trouble. Void Official is huge for Chrysler in escaping, but my goodness. Oh no. Chrysler does end up sniping out Dalaran. That's a rough one, man. As an arms warrior with not a lot of healing versus a Destruction Warlock with plenty of CC, plenty of mobility. That's a rough one, but from one warrior into the next, Krager's going to have a chance of fighting versus Calvin. Bleeds up immediately. Banner to follow, not banner to follow, but that's going to be Odin's Fury. Void. I was going to say Void Fresh. No, just a normal port. As maybe a charge for Krager. Does have a charge. Trinket to follow for Calvin. Get himself a little bit of survivability. Wall to follow. Maybe this is where Krager takes him out right now. May have a Mordecai sent in there after. It's going to be Shadow Fury to follow as Immolates and Bonzafell are going to see you right through the warrior. Charges past the Bonzafell. Does not worry about his health whatsoever. Yet another portal from the nether opening up. He does pop a defensive stance, trying to see if he can bolster whatever's left of his health bar as best as possible. Reflect is up as Reflective Zone actually. Calvin with a dark back for last second. Does still in the execute range. It's going to be Krager popping off a big heal. Does have a Succubus. He can at least start healing off, but the Succubus CC is going to stop in place. Yet another Immolate to center him from the side. Incinerate does not go all the way through. Krager next. Reflect could actually be pretty deadly. Calvin gets his storm bolted. Does he go down? Oh, Krager does end up taking that one. At the very end, he had to fight through a Destro Warlock, and he had to play it a little risky, but he did make the plays he needed in order to catch himself a victory. Who's up next? Is it going to be Tavi? It looks like it is going to be Tavi, the Paladin. Does he give Krager an opportunity to at least recover with a full second wind? It looks like he is giving him an opportunity and is trying to keep this duel as honorable as possible. By the way, I'm actually thinking of buying this mount. It looks pretty good. Charge by Krager, immediate stun onto Tavi, does go defensive stance, reflect up in case the man goes for a hodge, disarm right after, as Krager trying to minimize as much damage out of Tavi as he can. The man is playing Crusade, that is going to do a lot more damage than normal wings potentially. That's going to be Shield of Vengeance, stun, oh, trinkets out of it, just slamming down the Dwarf Warrior. A Shadow Brain going to be second, actually, is going to be very last on the team one. Is that actually everybody? Did you guys have another rogue in the team? Hold on a second. You had Shadow and you had Fashion? Did Fashion DC? Might have been. Blind immediately for Tavi with a blind onto Shadow. The Shadow rogue is going to have his attacks miss for a bit here. Maybe opportunity for Tavi to potentially capitalize on this one. Does go in for the bubble. Secret technique. Does end up dodging to chase it after the rogue. Could be go maybe a Shadow Step. Does try to step around the Paladin, but he's still on him as best as he can. Shadow Melt right after. It's going to go for a Shadow Strike to try to see if he can dodge away from the guy. Hodge right after. It's going to be tricky to follow. Gouge into the Paladin just to give the rogue a little bit of a breather here. Does Shadow end up getting himself a good go? Possibly. 9 minutes into the duel. 47% dampener. Shadow trying to see if he can maybe get himself a good go versus Tavi. The man no longer has a bop, or a bubble. So this actually could be the perfect opportunity for the rogue to get himself a good go. Kidney shot around the corner, Shadow trying to see if he can get himself a setup. It's going to be walled already. Does he himself a dance off of this one? Maybe waiting until wall is off in order to dance. Shield of Venus to follow. Has a cloak of shadows. Shadow secret technique in order to get himself that shadow damage to break past the Shield of Vengeance, but is mostly playing it defensively. I think Tavi at this point, maybe going to pick up eyes may not be the worst idea. If you can pick up eyes and find the rogue, you will be golden. Because the rogue is just not gonna let you get an opener on him. Otherwise, Shadow Strike into a kidney shot, does see himself a go. Ballistic Protection? I thought for some reason Ballistic Protection was down for you, but I guess I was wrong about that. Shadow does end up dipping back in the south, immediately seeing that immediately seeing the defensive, that immunity out of the Paladin. Dips away from it. At this point, Tavi does have a trinket coming back up, so maybe he can trinket out of the next kidney shot. If he has himself a setup, he may be okay. Trinket, blind, does he himself a proper go. Searing Glare, the rogue has a one more vanish in case he needs to. That's gonna be an evasion last second. If the rogue can maybe vanish out, does go for a vanish out, gonna hit with a Wake of Ashes. Is there any dots on him? Somebody's getting him out of stealth for a second. Is it going to be enough though? Does he AoE? Shadow Step around the corner. Someone's keeping him out of stealth yet again. Yet another Shadow Step. Does hit him with a Hodge. Is it enough damage? Does Tavi have enough right now to slam down the rogue? Cheat Death may help him out. Gouge a second. Tavi ended up burning a cooldown or global just to go for a flash heal. That might have actually just maybe went for even more damage just to see if he can get a Cheat Death out of the rogue. But that's going to be a full reset. Eyes are back up. If Tavi is careful here, if he can get the rogue into combat, rogue is walking in. Gonna be a judgment. Get a shot right after. Does he have a defensive? Walls available. Does he have the secret technique for those? He does have a secret technique. Maybe enough right now. The eviscerate right after. Shield of Vengeance to follow. Breaks past it immediately. Gonna be big laying hands by the Paladin. At no help whatsoever. Blind to follow. The rogue trying to see if he can recover. Does he get himself a reset? He does. Because Tavi went for a global to heal himself. Oh, Shadow actually survived it. My goodness. I am surprised. Why? How? Huh? I don't understand. I don't understand. Gonna be cheap shot. Grifka immediately trinkets out of it. Cheap shot. Trinket out of Shadow Break though. With the kid into Grifka does go in for the vanish. Grifka trying to see if he can patronize the guy out. Does he put up a rupture on the guy? He does not. No. I think at that point he wasn't thinking he was gonna let the rogue escape. He was probably thinking that, okay, well, he's probably dead right here, yeah? I just trinket. I'll just go. He had a trinket. Oh no. What do you do in that situation? Eyes are available for the both of the rogues. Shadow hanging out by one side of the eyes. Grifka kind of moseying over there as well. Both are next to each other. Does Shadow realize that he saw Grifka there? I think he is jumping around like he's looking for somebody. He's trying to be extra careful, extra attentive. So he may have. Grifka, I think, did not see anything, did not sense anything at all. So he's just kind of moseying around, just roaming. It's interesting how some rogues play. A lot of the rogues will hang out either by the eyes, like usually making circles around it or half circles next to the wall, or they're just roaming in straight lines like this, just randomly roaming. A lot of the druids, on the other hand, will just kind of sit in the corner. A lot of the times they'll just kind of back himself up in the corner. It's interesting how stealthies do stuff. Hello gamers, what's up basic? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one, my guy. Doing well, my guy, doing well. Having some fun with some 5v5 1v1 duels as per usual. Actually quite a lot of fun games tonight as well. I'm enjoying them a lot. Plus also class changes on this Tuesday. That should be fun. That should be good. Grifka trying to AoE out, trying to see if we can bait Shadow Prank out in the open, but Shadow, oh, mad damage into Cheat Death immediately. Grifka does survive it somehow. Better knives as the blind comes out and the way out for him. Shadow trying to see if he can go for a bit of a reset. Shadow Strike. Oh, wait a second. Grifka's not out of the fight. Does it take him here? Cheap shot, secret technique, yet another cheap shot to follow. Shadowy duel on top of it. Try to see if it can end it. Disarm onto Grifka, has an evasion. Disarm back onto Shadow Prank, does not use an evasion. Try to go for a kidney shot onto Grifka. I think was able to dodge it entirely. That's where Grifka maybe can have himself proper go. Shadow Strike, that's going to be Cloak of Shadows to follow. Cheat Death out of Shadow Prank. Does Grifka take him? Oh, no way. Grifka, you're able to get around the guy and just backstab him. Well done. I am impressed. Grifka does end up taking that one. Warlocks got to play. The Warriors got to play, dude. Oh my goodness. I'm surprised Grifka won that one at the end too. That's quite a bit of variety. I did think Team 1 was missing a guy the entire time though for a good bit. I think it was a rogue that either got deceived or backed out at some point. But yeah, let's get us another one going here, boys. Yeah. My goodness, Rin. Yeah, Rin. I think Rin was not able to play or something. Remcrest, we need more people. Sounds good. For Krager or Kreiser? Because I can help you guys out otherwise if it's Kreiser. Krager, he knows how to do groups. Kreiser may remember how to do groups in LFG and stuff, but not always. I'm more than willing to help. Need help making groups? I'll ask him. What's up, Tara? How you doing, fam? Hope you're having a good one. Krager is a true legend. He really is, man. He is really, really good. Taurion too. Taurion on that team. My god, he's one of my favorite arms warriors ever. We need Krager and Churros spelling. Yeah, Krager. Are we ready? I'll ask him because it looks like Krager's the one looking for a couple. But Krager's also streaming on his end. He's looking for some more boys. His groups are usually listed in, I think it's custom PvP. Okay, so he's ready. Done for the night. Getting late. Okay. Invite me so I can take over the group friend. Or did Kreiser just bail? I don't know if Kreiser bailed. If he's still in that group, if he pops me an invite, I can take over and do all that. Is Diablo 4 worth it? I would ask somebody who's playing Diablo 4 right now. It looks like fun from the beta that I've played. And I have no idea. I'm not someone who played Diablo 4 at all, but I played the beta and I had a lot of fun with it and I want to explore it some more. Okay. Anybody lead for the team? Because Kreiser backed up out of the group. Is anybody still lead for that other group, by the way, or do I just start a new one? What server are you? We are on NA. Nice, how you doing, my guy? Long time. How you doing, man? Welcome back. How are you? Yo, what is your name, by the way? My name? Dalaran? New one? Okay, we'll make a new one. We'll make a new group. Okay, having to remake the group. Give us 5 minutes. Having to remake it, give us 5. Everybody who was in Team Krager or Kreiser just now, I'm gonna be remaking the group, boys. Nemi, you're gonna be the first one I invite, because I gotta get my favorite boy in here. We gotta get everybody else in. If you were in Team Kreiser, that means Grifka, that means everybody else, Rin, you guys are more than welcome to join back in. We're having to remake the groups. Duel, if you want to join in, you're more than welcome to as well. Fast, we can get you in here too. Anybody and everybody's welcome. Hey, is Takiyev Rumi... Huh? Эй, я за такие в руме для чего стоял. Что? Что ты... Я не понимаю, Грифка, не понимаю. Я русский забываю чуть-чуть, друг. Что? Не знаю, что... Я вижу, эй, я за такие в руме, для чего стоял. Something about standing in a room, that's all I understood there. It's like, what am I standing in a room for? Something about that, something along those lines. I don't understand it though. New one, we got a new one, by the way. Got a new one. If you guys want to join it, the group is listed in Raid's Legacy. Are you with Krager right now, Grav? Ты с Крагар сейчас или что? Гравлик. Или тебе нужна команда? Потому что у нас есть команда сейчас в LFG. Do you say it as a LFG as Russians? Just use the Russian letters for LFG. 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 It just sounds so weird. I guess you would call it LFG. Just in Russian. LFG. Which is 2 letters in order to make G. There's a D and then G. Actually, no, like 3. No. I guess 3. D, J, and E. G. I guess. I guess in English it also would be G because it's G-E-E. 2. D and Z. Oh, D and Z. Really? Z. LFZ. I guess so. Yeah, I guess that could work out. Alrighty, we got a lot of rogues here, by the way. Let me see if I can get more boys in here. I want to see Broton. Oh, Broton. Okay, so he's out for now. Hey. Wanna... Ulduman. Hold on, it's a dungeon, isn't it, Ulduman? Oh yeah, no, he's just an Ulduman. That's the Ulduman is the dungeon, right? Driven, just one. Yeah, I feel you. This Frisky wants to join in. Hey, Frisky. Frisky. Wanna join Duels, friend? I could also ask Frosty, maybe. He's Runes of Gilneas. Oh, Troll Priest. Oh, what the? Why is it Troll Priest in Runes of Gilneas? Grain. I know Grain is with the other team. Nalx. Hey. Let's see if he wants to join in. And while I'm at it, oh my god, bomb sets preparation. Oh my god, that's funny. We're trying to prog a Dalaran right now. Gonna drinks friends. Sounds good, friend. Sounds good, friend. But yeah, we're trying to do a little bit of prog. We are, to give you guys an update on our prog right now, we're trying to see if we can do what's it called, Natharian, Echo of Natharian Mythic. And that fight has a lot of like positional stuff for it. So one of our guildies made a Wikara in order to help us to prepare with bomb positionals or whatever. Because in the first part, you just kind of split super far with bombs. Everybody stays in the center. And you kind of just do that the entire fight. You spread bombs, move the boss, big move, spread bombs, move the boss, big move. And you just do that. And it's very, very, very imperative to choose in the right spot every single time. So we had people trying to figure out, oh wait, where's the bomb 1 spot, where's the bomb 2, bomb 3, bomb 4, bomb 5, because there's like 5 bombs in there. And people are sometimes confusing, oh, I thought this was 3, but this is 4. Oh, okay. And it's just like little silly mistakes like that, you know. But so you got like some of our dudes that are like super good at the mechanics, and others that are not great. When the dudes that are not great at it don't get mechanics, we get some prog. When they do get mechanics, they get confused, and then we just wiped it in P1. It's just, one of our guys made a weak card to help him a little. What a nice guy. Does Mar wants to join in? Potentially? Pox maybe? He's in arena already. Proxy said he doesn't really want to last week. We have a lot of rogues, but also level 60. I'd take it, my guy. But that's a lot of rogues as is. Does maybe Anto wants to join in? Hey, Anto. Where is Jonas too? I want to get Jonas in here as well. I'm back. What's up, man? Do you think about mystical monks in PvP? I feel like they're way too good. I saw some stats yesterday and they're like 40% of all healers. Yeah, they're the most popular healer on PvP right now. Not just in solo, but just in general PvP. It's actually kind of crazy. Sure. Okay. On your war? Or gonna go Pala? Want to see if Anto wants in. Which one is he gonna go on, man? I'll try on a warrior? Okay, cool. Hell yeah! We got the group, boys! We got the boys! How am I gonna make lead in this one? I guess Nemi, yeah? I guess I can make Nemi. Party's full? That's why. It's a raid, not a party. Wow. Alrighty, now we're good. Now we're gorgeous. Okay, ready. Okay, ready. Talon Kragar, ready. Nemi, I'm gonna make you lead. There you are. Cool. Alright, queuing up. We did, what, Black or Cold? We did Nagrand. We did Blades. Let's do like a good old Dalaran Siwas, man. Let's do a good old Dalaran Siwas. Where are you, Nemi? Is that you? There you are. Because I always have a hard time with the name. I don't know what it is. Nemi Losardine. I honestly, every time I write it out, I'm like Nemi Losardine. It's like sardines. Nemi Losardine. Except I replace the Dean with a Losardine. That's it. DE. And that helps me a bit. Nemi the Sardine. That's gonna be your nickname now. Nemi the Sardine. I'm stupid. Alrighty. I'm done. Mr. Wars are getting nerfed. Reset them? Yeah, I saw that a bunch of classes are getting nerfed. I haven't taken a closer look at it at all. What's up, Anta? How you doing, my guy? Playing disc against him isn't fun, I'll tell you that. Are they still fist viewing people down? Because they tried nerfing that a couple of times. Because I've seen some misreviewers that are playing the range caster build. But yeah, I don't know what's the most popular build yet. I just haven't taken a look at the data that closely. Also like, oh, in my games I had this, I had that. But I know in my games I don't always have like what is the meta. Because I know I've been spending way more time this season so far working on my raiding and my dungeons. Just because the proc has been crazy. But the rogue has at least got all full PvE gear, so I can start putting him to work in other aspects and get him all it's done. So it should have a little bit more free time now, hopefully. Alright, to Twitch. Got ourselves Anto charging out immediately versus Please Don't AMD. As Anto trying to see if he can make that Furious Warrior work. Normally a Paladin. This time it's a Fury going in for a trinket as he sees Don't Use backing up out of there. The man went in for a big defensive trinket as well as the Enrage Regen. Both have been used. Don't Use MD may have himself a decent spot right now. He does a full crusade. It is ramped up. That is a warrior without a trinket. That's where Avatar comes out for the warrior. Trying to catch up a little bit of healing. Then just trying to see if he can counter the damage with just aggressive power of Fury Warrior recovery. As Pliz does go for a stun, but he's out of cooldowns. Wings are down for a second. Can maybe chip away at Ant little by little, but as long as Ant can get in there and get some bloodthirst off, the man should be in an okay position. Are you getting auto attacks at him? You are getting auto attacks. I saw like a random little like smites hitting him. Literally your auto attacks just do actual damage to this guy. What? Are you healing, by the way? Hold on, how is Anta healing? Are you healing through like autos too? No, you got some kind of passive heal. Trying to go for a bit of reflect. No Hodge to reverse back into use, but does go in for a stun. Shield minutes. Anta trying to be extra careful with it. Is going to go for a fear. Wants to make sure he can break past the shield, but rather wait it out than honestly fight the Paladin on man-to-man. 1-to-1. This is going to be the Paladin trying to see if he can swing around him. As Anta does get hit with a stun really quickly. Final wreck on top of it. That's going to be a lot of damage taken, but he does survive it. Final wreck does do a bit of damage. Is still going to play it super defensive as Please trying to see if he can get himself a better angle on the chase, on the prowl stun. By Anta does himself quite a bit of damage. Bubble to follow. Does he have himself a shatter? He does not. Maybe a leap though. Does he have a leap? Just trying to see if he can walk away from the Paladin. Wait until Bubble's over. Maybe he can catch up some healing. Does get himself a stun. Needs whatever healing he can. Does not have a big defensive though, but maybe he can get counter-offensive stun to follow. Is it going to be enough though? Oh my goodness. Actually, it looked like maybe he was able to get himself a decent setup. Maybe if he had himself a little bit more time, if somehow he was able to counter the Hodge, maybe have a trinket for it or reflect. I honestly think he was getting himself a pretty decent setup. He was just ramping up little by little. Rivka gotta be up next versus the Paladino. Got him some Shadow Blades in the opener. Paladin does have a bop, potentially secret technique. It's gonna just walk into the rogue cheap shot. Gonna be a wall for the secret tech. That's a lot of damage. No way out. It's gonna be a blessing of protection. Last second does go for shield of vengeance. I think maybe even a wall on top of it too. And Grifka just try to see if he can back up out of there as best as he can. As Please Don't just try to back up out of there. Is gonna have to go for a bit of healing. Honestly, Grifka is a very much a hit and run animal right now, as that is just the nature of the beast of Rogue at the moment. But honestly, I think he could just get in there and just go for Shadow Strikes. I think he'd be okay if he did that. Cheap shot to follow, try to see if he can get himself a bit of a setup. Shadow Prank kind of just sitting in stealth. I don't know if he's like gonna get cleaved down by secret technique maybe. It's gonna be Albedo immediately as soon as the other Paladin goes down. Does go for the blind Grifka. He wants to give himself that freshly new wings, the proc of wings as soon as someone on his team dies. He wants to see if he can take advantage of it. Could not though. The rogue does get himself a proper clean reset. Albedo's gonna have to see if he can get a trinket out of the rogue and then have himself a big slammer go as soon as the rogue's trinket is out. Grifka is gonna have to be very careful. Definitely needs to go for the hit and run strats. Defensives, NCC, and stealth is going to be very imperative here. Does go in for a trinket, cloak shadows to follow. Just try to see if he can stay on until Albedo. Try to see if he can fight right through the shield of Venus. Might be a pretty good time to do it. Gouge to follow as the shield is about to pop. Grifka does not want to get hit by it. Try to see if he can evade the guy into a blind right after his. Was it a blind? Well, I think it was there was a blind. At least I think it was a blind. Vanish out of the rogue right afterwards though, as it's going to be able to pick it up the ice sap. Nothing you can do about it. Maybe, wait a second, does it have judgment to the Rogue? Has himself plenty of range right now while Wings is up. Rogue definitely wants to go for a bit of a reset. It's going to be the Paladin jumping off and actually does not give Grifka any opportunity to go for a proper shadow step. Does have himself dance available. I made a note. It's going to be a go by the Rogue right after. Wanted to make sure he applies as much punishment as possible. Blessing protection. Last second, Grifka with an evasion could maybe shut him out of this one. Just needs himself an out some way, somehow. Has a vanish coming back up very, very soon. May just need to vanish it right then and there. Wait, maybe he can still end the duel. Does go in for the vanish. Albeit try to see if he can cleave around. Try to see if he can find the Rogue. Does not find him though. For Ren right now in that situation, it's your best move to just stay out of stealth. So the Paladin does not randomly see a Rogue getting hit out of stealth with AoEs. Does go in for a final wreck. Almost connect. Oh my goodness. Is there eyes available? The other side doesn't have eyes. This opportunity for Grifka to possibly either play it safe or have himself a proper go versus Albeta. I really do think they actually could have a proper go. Wall and Shield of Vengeance is the only thing that would stop you right now. But do you have enough damage? You have Cloak, and if you play in the right version of Cloak, that will also give you evasion. So you will be okay. If you could rotate it as Albeta comes out of stun, you will be alright. Gonna be a secret technique. The other one gets clipped up a little bit, backs up away for a second. It's gonna be Albeta with a wall together with Shield of Vengeance. Grifka does have a Cloak of Shadows right now. He's able to at least try to see if he can burn through the Shield of Vengeance into a gouge as his defensive was about to fall off. Still holding on to a cheat death as long as he's got mobility. What is that sap? It is DR, but the man does get himself a resell for a second. Albeta apparently was far enough away from Grifka for a long enough time to get out of combat, which gives the Rogue an out. Eyes not available, so Grifka will be able to have himself yet another hit and run, this time without a wall, without a defensive. If he has himself everything right here, he does have at least a charge of dance. Maybe he can make a play here. Get a shot onto Albeta, does have himself a proper go, trying to go for a setup. Is that going to be secret technique on top of it? Definitely needs to use it right now. Disarm to follow, blind right after by the Paladino, trying to see if he can walk around Grifka with a stun to follow. Does himself a go. Wings are available. Grifka with immediate trick evasion right after. At least able to deny some of the damage from the Paladin. A lot of its holy hits, like Judgments on Hammer of Wrath and Templar's Verdict, or Final Verdict rather, are all going to end up going through the Rogue. Final wreck for a second. Grifka trying to see if he can shadow step him. Does not let the Rogue shadow step at all. This is where shadow step with the blind comes out this time around. Grifka wants to go in. Full dance. Full go. Wall up for Albeta. Is going to be able to give himself a bit of damage. Reduction at least. It's going to be maybe secret technique. No, maybe he did use it way earlier. Going to be a shadow melt by the Rogue, but he cannot get out of this one. Stun. Is she dead? Even going to help you right now? Maybe. She did this proc. Oh. It proc for one go. It proc for one. But it was gone. Disappeared like a Rogue does into stealth. Facile gonna be up next as a... Is it Facile actually? It is Facile. Wait. Okay, hold on. It's so weird. You know why I'm weirded out? Because that Bonds of Fel was from a Demonology Warlock, and I'm so used to Destro having it. That's like Fire Mages the first time that we haven't... The first time we saw Fire Mage or an Arcane Mage who's Ring of Fire, which used to be only a fire-only ability. That's what's weird. But it actually is pretty good overall though. Gonna be a Dreadstalker's charging in. Albeta trying to see if he can find a way to fight through all the fastest damage. That's what Bonds of Fel. Using Bonds of Fel a little bit differently though. Albeta trying to see if he can just fight through all these pets as Facile. That was a tyrant and everything too. So it's quite a bit of his pets all joined in. And I guess you're just gonna have to play the long game with all these pets for a good while. Trying to see if you can snap out Albeta with a couple of Demon Bolts around the corner whenever it's available. Demon Doggers do get the charge in. Then it's gonna be the Obelisk down in order to empower all the pets. Albeta should honestly take down the Obelisk if at all possible, because it is gonna empower all the pets as well as Facile's cast speed. That's gonna be fast to get hit with a stun. Albeta tanks up with the Shield of Vengeance. I believe also maybe with a wall potentially. Hard to tell, because the wall for Paladin does not really show up in any of the buttons on the bottom left, in any of his buffs, but it's very difficult to see. It's just a real, like a orby surrounding the Paladin, quick shimmer and disappears. It's really difficult to pay attention to and like find it. That's gonna be Facile dropping in addons from a distance. Albeta trying to see if he can find himself some cover behind stealth. All these pets surrounding him. Stun onto Facile. Does go in for the axe toss. Gives him a little bit of a breather. All the pets are stunned up. Big damage on Facile. Does go in for the wall. Is it gonna be enough though? Albeta get hit with the wall. Albeta just needs a little bit more right now in order to take down the Warlock. Try to see if he can slam right through him. Gonna be a bunch of casts available for Facile. All the pets are empowered behind the pillar. Albeta does break away for them for just a second. No axe toss to stop him. That's gonna be Facile hiding behind the pillar for just a moment. Does he have any more survivability? Dark back very soon, but Albeta does not give him a chance. This Paladin just slamming all of these boys down. Doesn't... Oh my... He's turning them into banners so we can just turn them into flag holders, man. Oh my god. Just holsters. Please, flag of ownership. With fast skills gonna be up next. From one warlock into the next. Just a warlock opening up with a big stun. Mortar coil, full infernal, big cannons. The paladin does have a shiny bubble in order to surround himself in protection. Is gonna go for the stun roll. He spends looking for recovery. Next auto attack is gonna proc him wings though. He better be very, very careful. Blind onto fast skills. This is an opportunity for him to make a play. That is a dark pack right now for fast skills. Maybe this is just where Albeta just goes in for a big burst to follow. Just trying to see get himself a little bit more recovery behind the pillar. That is gonna be a random blasphemy joining in. That is gonna be double infernal attacking him. The shields are gonna get drained very, very quickly. That blasphemy does quite a bit of damage on its own. And it looks like it is going to be able to fade away pretty quickly though. Stun onto the second BCC. Bonds of to follow. Does try to deny it. I think try to go for a rebuke maybe. It's going to be fast skills. Not a lot of health available. Not a lot of actually defenses are back up in case he needs to. Mortal control beta does have a dark pack. Wall in case he needs to. A beta get hit with the second BCC. Bonds of to follow. Cancel, but after is going to get broken by his soul. Spell Warden is going to keep him alive. The second is trying to do whatever he can before he can take out the warlock. That's going to be fast skills. Got himself a little bit of warlock health stone. Wall needs to be used right now. No health left whatsoever. I think the paladin is going to be able to have him and does take him out. Yet another holster for all of his flags of ownership. With Rin gonna be up next. Cheap shot. Albedo's drained. He's got nothing, and Rin should be able to take him out. Just rinsed him with my man. Is it Dalaran? Kragar? It is. They're both confused. They're both confused. Dalaran thought, wait, it's me. Kragar thought, wait, it's me. That's why I saw there's a little bit of delay, like the Stormbolter, but no one charged. I think maybe Dalaran is the one who tossed Stormbolt. That or maybe Kragar. And they were like, wait. Was it you stunning? Was it me stunning? Let's wait. Both charge. Oh, wait a second. Let's try to figure out which one is going to be next. Trying to be respectful to one another, but might have missed an opportunity to take down the rogue because the rogue basically got to escape as these guys try to play it super, super honorable. Fear onto the rogue as he pops evasion. Kragar just needs a little bit more survivability here. Does go in for stun onto Ren. Together with big damage, still evasion is holding on strong for a little bit longer. Kragar does shrink it in order to get his weapons back as soon as possible. Blind to follow the friend has a proper stun for the warrior. May not be able to live this. Enrage Regen may give you enough survivability. Does break out of that gouge for a moment into a defensive stance. Kragar, if he has a bleed on him, then Ren can maybe just wait out a little bit. But if Kragar no bleed, he's just recovering all the health. Fighting the rogue. Does Whirlwind pass him? Does it connect? He does connect, but no bleeds. Not yet. Cheap shot. Is it enough? Kragar got himself a bit more health. Secret technique could do a lot of damage, but it actually didn't. Wait a second. It actually did no damage. Oh my goodness. Cloak of Shadows, but he Stormbolted it. Stormbolted a cloak, but he had the cloak that removes any kind of physical damage and gives a dodge. Oh my goodness. Into a shockwave for just a second. Kragar does have himself reflect into a defensive stance. Does not a lot of health to work with. Ren could maybe take him down right now. Kragar trying to give himself a little bit more health to work with. Cheap shot to follow. Not a lot of health. Living on the Bard health too on top of it. Kragar not in a great spot. I think it's over. Oh my goodness. With Dalaran charging and Zerka raging out of that into a banner as the kidney shot comes out. Doesn't either broken proper go. Is going to try to see if he can get him dotted up here and there. As long as you can put a Ren on the guy or something, you will be okay. Disarm to follow. Dalaran is going to go for that shock, but at least try to keep the rogue in place. Big bleed to follow into a Warbreaker. Big damage onto Ren. Able to bypass him immediately through the evasion. Doesn't do anything. Bleed. Oh, taking him out. Blood up by a warrior. It's almost like a feral with some of the most grievous bleeds out there. Albedo does end up slamming 3. Ren almost going back to back little by little for his team. But in this high dampening, there's not much you can really do in that situation. Just limited on your on your opportunities there. Let's get us another one going here, boys. Nice work, warrior. Yeah, they both did really, really well, honestly. Even Kragar, I know he didn't really go his direction super well, but he still did as good as he could, man. There's only so much you can do in that kind of situation as a warrior. He did the best he could. That's all he could ask for, honestly. Lunatic, does he want to join in? I'm back. Hey, want in duels? I can see if I can. He's gonna pay what he did last time. Huge. One in. If we got space. Hell yeah. Nemi, are we good? Let me know if team is ready or if we need more bodies. Yes, of course. Okay, Lunatic wants to join in if possible. I want to see if Nemi's got any more spots. We need one more. Hold on. One is missing. I got the perfect guy. Hold on. I got the perfect guy. Vassal, invite. Yep. Pass me lead real quick. Bruh. Sup? Perfect guy. Maybe we could just invite. Maybe that'll work. Grook. Okay, though you're not going to be playing against Grifka, you're going to be playing with a Grifka. But I think it's okay, right? Maybe? You got other rogues in the other team, though. May have to play with Grifka. But there are other rogues. Don't worry. Okay. Cool. Alrighty, so this team is ready. I'll get him 1v1. Yeah, we'll definitely host a 1v1 between you two. I think it'll be fun. Okay, perfect. What arena do we do now? Lordaeron? I like Lordaeron. I like the variety of Lordaeron. Yeah, we could probably get some together, Lunatic. We'll see. I'm not against it. We haven't done like a proper 1v1 in a good bit. I'll see if Grifka after this is after we get all our 5v5 duels going, like maybe after like if Nemi and the rest of that team just like, yeah, we're done for the night, or if Krager's like, yeah, I'm done for the night, then maybe we'll call it. We'll try to see if we can do a quick 1v1 between you two, maybe like a best out of 3 potentially. We'll see if we can get something going there. I think it'd be fair. Let's see. Let's do. Did I save that? Okay, hold on. Let me see. Make sure let me double check that I saved it, because a lot of the times it's tragic when I forget. Hi, thanks for your guide you made. I'm sure I'll make sure to keep liking the videos. Thank you so much, Senza. Appreciate ya. Yeah, which spec are you playing, my guy? Because that assassination guide I made it recently. That spec is about to get buffed up. It's probably going to be Abyss in single target, man. It's going to be really good. I think I like it a lot. Twitch. We got ourselves team 1 to go. The Krager on the team. We got ourselves Talrion. It looks like Albeta wants to go first too. Talrion is out, but Albeta I think also wants to play. Is it Tal or is it Albeta? I'm a little worried about Albeta where he's hanging out here, but maybe he just wants to watch. Maybe he just wants to get. I think this guy wants to keep him company. Like, hey, are you okay? Are you doing? Even Shadow's like, hey, you okay? I think they're just watching. They're just making sure that he doesn't go and running off. They're just his babysitters. Albedo and his homies hanging out. Gonna be Grook trying to see if he can fight through Talrion. Talrion as an arms warrior versus Grook the Fury, leaping away for just a second. Talrion got himself a big old parry available. Grook trying to see if he can deny any kind of big defense from Tel. Both of these two have second win. Tel recovering a lot of health very rapidly. Actually, I think he's got bleeds onto Grook, is not able to recover. Having to use his enrage regen really early on. Tel shattering the man's defenses, putting him on a bit of a back foot. Grook trying to see if he can fight through it. Fear as he charges in. Zerk rages out of this one. He wants to see if he can maximize the uptime on Tel, but Tel with them bleeds. If he can just put a bleeds on a guy and back away, put bleeds and back away, he honestly may be in a pretty decent spot. It could be really, really good for him. Disarm for disarm right now. Grook does go in for a leap away. Talrion does not charge in. He actually wants to hang back for a second. He's perfectly fine letting the dots do damage to Grook, especially since Tel can get himself recovery. Stonebolt as Grook charges in. I think Tel Shadow melted that one too, potentially. To Stonebolt right after him. Grook got himself Avatar. Big bleed to follow. That's going to be Reflect up. I don't really know what you could reflect against Tel, but I guess at this point, like if there's anything magical, any kind of defense, you might as well send it. Grook though is getting chopped out quite a bit in that execute range. Talrion sees one good slice. He may just have him. Does end up taking him out quick. Overpower. Throwing down the Fury Warrior onto the floor. Well done. Well done. Grook, I think the matchup of Fury versus Arms though is a one that Fury, if Arms Warrior plays it perfectly with the bleeds, it is difficult to win. Because especially since Talrion got a bit of recovery, Grook had to go for like actual heals. It was a really rough one. Grifka is going to go for a Cloak of Shadows. Talrion is having to leap away yet again. Trying to play into that second. Did Talrion flag him? No, I don't think it was, right? Probably Albedo, I imagine. But Talrion is going to pick up the eyes. Any second he spends away from Grifka not taking damage does give him a little bit of recovery. He does at least have a heal versus the Rogue. Grifka will always be able to get himself recovery because they can just go behind the pillar. Talrion trying to see if he can give Grifka any kind of hours there. Does in charge in. Does he have a stun to follow? Cheap shot by Grifka though. It's going to be Trinket with a Blaze Stone. Once Grifka does go for an evasion. Parry up for Tel. Wants to go for overpowers to fight the Grifka. Does he go for Shadow Step? No, tries to go for a Shadow Meld. But he's dotted up still. Stormbolt to follow. Does it trick it? He does trick it. Lead by the warrior. Gouge right after. Got him some Zerkers. It is not going to be deterred away from the rogue at all. Disarm right after. Does go for the battle stance. Grifka looking to build up some calm points. There's going to be a big bleed onto the rogue though. May not be in a great spot. These bleeds are actually brutal. Disarm onto the rogue. Does he have a stun? Blind to follow. Grifka is still bleeding profusely. Next execute could put him over the edge. Fear immediately off the blind. Oh my god. The fact that rogues can't blind and then sap off of it anymore does put you in the back foot. It's gonna be cheap shot. Stun to follow. Execute. Warbreaker. Is it enough? Stun right after. Cheat death. Is it enough? Then do you still have bleeds on you though? Grifka does go for sipping up as he goes in for a vanish. My goodness, gives him a lot of recovery, but not enough to stay in stealth forever. This is where Telray just needs a couple more bleeds on the guy, and he might just have him. Grifka trying to see if he can escape. Vanish available in case he needs to. Blaze Storm to follow. Blood up fully. Does go for sipping up, but he's still in the tight spot. Does go in for Shadow Blades. It's going to be cheap shot on Dalaran, trying to go for a bit aggressive here, but really doesn't want to stay next to Dalaran at all if he can help it. Is it just over? I think he realized that it may just be over. I think he's going to try to see if he can walk away from the guy, but I think he realizes that the duel is literally over. Does get a hit with an overpower. That, or he's looking at the team Kragar. Hopefully nobody like healed Dalaran there or anything. But I could be wrong on that one. Tel doesn't back it away for just a second, and is going to try to go for as much CD recovery as Rin is going to be up next, trying to see if he can walk the rogues away from any middle area. I think that's what he's trying to do, trying to see if he can play away from all of them and go for as much recovery as possible. Does go in for a secret technique. Rin is just going to try to see if he can rinse him. Tel takes a lot of damage right now. Does get a shield. What is this shield he's got? What is that? Hold on a second. What was that? What is this shield he's got? Is that a proc? Hold on a second. It's going to be evasion out of Rindo. Blind on Tel does go for a bit of a parry. He has a trinket in case he needs to, but the man just doesn't really have much health to work with. There goes the cheap shot. Trinkets out of it. Stormbolt to follow as he goes in. Hits with the kidney shot. Finally gets to break past the rogue defenses. Is going to be bleed on rogue. If you can reconnect with the rogue and go in for the big bleed, you may be okay. Does get Phantom Knife down. It's going to be disarm for disarm. If he has a bleed, does have a roar. That's a pretty big roar into Rin. It's going to do a lot of damage. Blaze Storm right after, gonna do quite a bit of damage too. Cloak of Shadows for Rin, able to dodge a lot of the damage, removing the bleeds entirely. Trinket to follow right after, might be in a bad spot. Kidney shot to fall into Dalaran, secret technique right after. Blaze Storm does have himself a little bit of survivability, trying to see if he can leap away. Defensive stance, oh, but the Shadow Strike out of the rogue does not give an opportunity. And please don't use MD, trying to see if he can crush rogue while he has him in his sides. Gouge to follow Rin, trying to see if he can potentially get himself a bit of a turnaround. It's so weird that Team Krager is like in the graveyard here instead of like at the doors, but I guess it's an interesting position change. I guess I don't understand why Albedo's following. Please don't use MD, by the way. He's like a little too close to him. I'm like, I'm not sure what he's trying to do. That or maybe just talk to him. I'm not really sure. Maybe coaching him through him, telling him what to do against the rogue. Like a coach in the ring, right? Just try to give you pointers, give you advice, make sure your form is good, make sure you're not keeping yourself too open. He just paid attention super closely. Because I'm thinking, like, what if he's buffing him somehow? But I don't know if he is. Gonna be a full stun. Rin getting hit with a stun. Follow. Blizzard use me. Got himself a full blind. Maybe potentially a big go into the rogue. Does he have a big slammer right after? Into a disarm. Does go for as a not spell warden, but a sanctify. In case there's a stun out for Rin, he wants to go for a full immunity or at least reduce the stun. Greatly big damage on the Rin. Blessing protection right after. Does Rin have an answer? Cloak of Shadows is all they got. At least able to remove a lot of the damage from. Please don't use AMD, but maybe not enough right now. They're trying to go for a kidney by the looks of it, unless it was someone else. Rin barely has any survivability. Codge to follow. I think we'll just have him. I think it's over for Rin. Let's please have him here. It does have him. Oh my goodness. Is that what he's trying to do? Just trying to hit him with them flags? Oh my goodness, what is this? Anto XD gonna be up next. Hopefully he doesn't. Guys, you might want to back up because if this is fear worry, he may end up cleaving you. He doesn't mean to. He's not trying to cleave you. You're just standing next to him. A lot of attacks and fear warriors do end up cleaving. It's gonna be a big charge towards please and MB. Trying to see if he gives him some ability, lay on hands, but he barely does anything. As Anto does not give him any pressure, any ability whatsoever. Just continuous pressure from pressure to pressure. Fighting Albedo. Not sure if Albedo's gonna be next. Had to back up. Who's up next? My goodness, it felt like the guy had a lot of momentum. Could have sank it onto Albedo. Is it Kragar? I think it may be Kragar. That or Shadow. I like how the squad here just been roaming around this arena, by the way. I think it's supposed to be Kragar, though. Both of them are looking at Kragar. I guess waiting for him to have a go. And to giving it a little bit of time, man. Just trying to be as patient as it can be. Him versus another Fury Warrior. And to just got spent on all of his offensive cooldowns, trying to see if he can fight through Krager, who is gonna go full burst in the opener, big leap away. Is Albedo resing somebody? Please don't. Please don't. What? Okay, it's gonna be confusing if you guys res people. It's gonna be very, very confusing if we just start resing everybody. As long as you guys stay away, I guess it's fine. Fine for me. Gonna be a trinket. It looks like by Anto. Kragar is gonna go for a disarm onto Anto, trying to see if we can push him back. This is where Anto just back it up away, trying to stay away from Kragar, trying to run around the tombstone in order to give himself a little bit more survivability. This Kragar does go for full cooldowns. Anto with no help whatsoever. Kragar does it and capitalize a big roar, big damage, taking him out with fast. The last one left on that team. I guess there were judgments at him. What? What do you do? Krager trying to go for a little bit of recovery behind the pillar. Fast and trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a better position. Sending in the pet immediately versus Krager is going to be charging. Got himself full shockwave to follow. Big Feldor joining in. Look at this boy. He's slamming down Krager back to back. There's going to be Tyrant joining in. All the pet's going to hit with the fear. It's going to Mortal Call Sentinel. Fast got himself plenty good cover. Krager forced to charge in. The Feldor is going to start smacking you around together with the Tyrant as well. Lots of pets attacking him. I think maybe over Krager turning attention onto the pets. Trying to see if he can fight through the pets if at all possible. Looking to get his health from the pets. Literally would rather be pelted down by Fassel with a hand to go down, shadow bolts and demon bolts rather than get hit by the demon bolts of the Tyrant. There's gonna be full bleed. Fassel with a wall. Krager with a reflect. Needs himself more healing, but looks like he does go down. I think might have been on borrowed health with a rallying cry of that or Battle Masters. Didn't you fight already? Oh, was he supposed to, always a trade to take a place of Albedo? Did you res him so he was taking? I don't understand what happened. I don't understand what's going on. But it is 2 for please. Should be 1 though. Dalaran with 2. Definitely should have been 2. I don't know why police got to play twice unless Albedo wanted him to have another go. Like, take my place. If that's what he's trying to go for, then I guess I understand. Otherwise, I'm confused. Let's get us another one going here, boys. Yeah, uno mas, uno mas. I was watching the video, the main video, and I recognized the hunter in the background running the new dungeon. Wait, I was watching the Frost Mage video earlier. I'm saying like I recognize that hunter in the background. Yeah. I recorded the whole thing, man. It came out really well. На сегодня это будет мы готовы. Okay. Okay, so Krager wants to go one more. Last one for the night. Let me know if ready. Lunatic. I didn't play well. Sharon played really good. First game like a focus. I feel ya. This one may be Kragar's last one tonight. Alrighty, let's get it going, boys. Yeah, I do agree. You know what I like about Grook? He's fair. Grook played that game and he's like, you know what? Tyrant played really, really well. And like, I love the fact that a player could just be like, you know what? Whether you win, whether you lose, keeping it fair. Because I know Grook slams. He absolutely demolishes. And he had one duel against Tyler and I was like, he played really well. He won that one. Because a lot of the times when you play duels, you get a lot of people that are like, man, but sun was in my eyes. Oh, it was lagging. It's like every excuse why he lost. You know what I mean? It happens in every game though. But this man, he's way above that. What are we gonna do? We do a Tigers? I guess we do Tigers Peak. We'll get them peeking Tigers. Ready to blast? Let's go. Mad. He res me. I did a double kill. Yo, Fashion. Was he? Why did it res you? It was just confusing. Unless he's like, yo, I'll res you. You can take my spot in the duel. If that's the case, then I can maybe understand it. But otherwise, it is confusing. Very, very confusing. Alrighty. Hopefully, we are good to go, boys. Why the fight? Me? Well, it's fighting the warrior, dude. At goes dead already. I have no idea, Nami. I have no clue, man. I have no clue. Yeah, I have no clue. It's been a little weird today. I'm not gonna lie. We did have one duel where Chrysler and Albedo fought each other for like a long time. And then next match, Albedo and Shadow jumped Chrysler instantly in a black hole and was like, what the hell's going on? So in the team 2 is like, wait, Crazy is getting beat up by 2 people. That's not right. We gotta help him. And then the team 1 is looking at it and like, wait, that's 3 people attacking 2 of our people. That's not fair. We're gonna jump in. And it just turned into a bloodbath where I think it was Team Krager that got ransacked entirely. It was just confusing. But he had a couple of those games here and there. I don't know what's going on. Just everybody's rowdy tonight, man. You know what I mean? Switch. Just a rowdy crowd. Got us as Krager first up over for the team 1 versus Fassel's Demonology Warlock. Still playing the big fell lord. Is going to be dropping the boy down, but he gets in with the shockwave. Immediately still able to get a good old swing onto Krager. I think they made it so he swings more often, right? Mortical reflected back in Fassel. Axe tosses Krager, just taking axes to the face, whether from the big fell lords back-to-back, or fell guards rather. Axes tossed into his noggin, or a big fellow just going for the big sweeping cleave. Gonna be Fassel with the dark back. Krager got himself the avatar, trying to see if he can pressure the warlock, but his health is not looking all that good. Stun onto Fassel. Does he have an out for this one? Looks like it's gonna be that moment for the Fury Warrior to use that enrage, which needs to use the big defensive in order to catch back up here fairly quickly. Fassel going in for cast, not looking all that good. Maybe looking at the mobility right now. Can Krager come back? It's gonna be a big lead by the Warrior, trying to see if he can charge towards Fassel, as Fassel's sending out even more imps at the guy, letting him run through an entire army of demons before he can really get himself a proper go. Krager walking by, taking out the obby very quickly. Fassel is just crippled. He's just not doing all that good. Mortical reflect the back at him. It's gonna be big X again. Krager 2 for 2 with a reflex now. Well done by this guy. Oh my goodness. With my man Grook charging out next, immediate Stormbolt onto Krager, big bleed, avatar, everything is used all at once, blasting him out, disarm out onto Krager, as Grook just trying to see if he can keep chasing, keep the pressure going. He is in that full battle stance at the ready, or rather the, what's it called, the Fury Warrior, is the Fury stance? I don't even know, it's the, I feel like I should know this. Big boy, one second. While I'm trying to figure out what stance he's in, Krager's in a winner stance. He's in a gladiator stance. This man is winning that duel. Turned it around. I blinked and I missed exactly what happened. This is going to be immediate open up by Rin. Trinket out of Krager. Immediate avatar after. Berserker stance. Is it Berserker stance? I think you're right. I think you are correct. Wait, so Berserker stance and then Berserker's rage. Okay. I can hopefully remember it, because it is a Fury, it is a Viking, it is a Berserker in a way, so I guess it could be remembered easily. Quick shadowy duel, though, shadowy duel, secret technique does end up capitalizing on the win for Rin. Is Shadowbring going to be next versus Rin? I think, whether he wanted to or not, I think he is going to be next. I'm not sure if he was supposed to, but he is next. This is going to be opener onto Rin. Does go in for the Vanish. Trying to keep Shadow out in the open. Doesn't go for a pretty big kill. I think chomping him down on the Warlock Hellstone too. Disarm for disarm as both rogues are trying to see if he can control one another. Blind by Rin. Has a kidney shot to follow. It's going to be Shadow Break. Cheat Death is the only thing he's got. May not be enough right here though. Cheat. It's going to be Cheap Shadow after. Does he have the Viscerates? Looks like Rin ends up vanishing out in order to back up out of there. Shadow Break does end up earning a vanish as well. Has the eyes he could run for. Rin is a little bit of time before he can go for a proper kidney shot on the other rogue. Shadow honestly may be in a good spot immediately to go pick up the eyes while you're, even though if you're low on health. Because if you can have a proper going versus Rin, that may end up helping you win the duel. At that point, that's all you can really do. But at this point, Rin, no more vanishes. Shadow at least has one vanish. Could maybe pick up the eyes and vanish quickly, but Rin's camping that spot so closely. They got their eyes on the prize. The only way you notice him is if Shadow accidentally walks past the guy. And the other eye is available too. I like how both rogues are focused on this eye specifically. Maybe this is why Rin is just holding stance around the corner. He's looking for the other side as well. Does fan, Cheap Shadow to break, does find him, gets the proper opener. Can you have himself a proper go? Shadowy, take big damage, to Cheat Death right after. Is it enough right now though? Shadow trying to see if he can turn it around, get a Shadow to Rin. Maybe he turns it around right now. Mad damage, big reversal. Is it enough? Cheap shot, is it? Oh my god. I can't believe he did it. Oh, the reversals from the rogues, man. The back-to-back, that is incredible. What's up next? Is it going to be Anto? It looks like Grifka's looking at Anto. Oh, Anto. Oh, wait, yeah, Anto. I was thinking Tauron for some reason. I got too confused, I guess. Is it Anto as a Fury? Or is it Grifka as a sub? Grifka's kind of just walking into a wall. He's kind of just... Yeah, he's giving Anto an opportunity to duel here. Shadow no longer has a cheat death. He got himself evasion. Cloak of Shadows vanished. Cheat trinket. So maybe he can make someone work here. Does go for a proper opener versus Anta, who is going to go for trinket immediately. This is where maybe if Anta can get all the bleeds out onto Shadow, the man just dies. I mean, with a bleed, I think he's just dead. Does go in for a vanish. Maybe they'll give him a little bit of recovery, but you're still bleeding even afterwards. Is it going to be enough though? Anta picking up the eyes. Going to be a Shadow Strike by Shadow. Getting a shot onto Anta. Does go for big defensive just so he can survive this go. He just wants to take down the rogue, I think. He's going to burn everything just to take down the rogue. Blind to follow Shadow, looking for a bit of reset. No more bleeds on him, but it's going to be Enter. Trying to see if he can get next to the guy. Looks like it wasn't fast enough, though. Does it dive it into a re-stealth. My goodness. That is rough. Looks like Enter. Walk up to a beta on beta bubbled. I'm not sure what's going on. Wait a second. Whoa, what's going on? What the? Gonna be a kid shot onto Anta. A Shadow trying to see if he can take down Anta real quickly. I'm a little confused what's going on with those Paladins popping wings and bubbles like that. I'm just not sure. Into a disarm onto Anta. Shadow does go in for a stun onto the... Or Anta goes in for a stun onto the rogue for just a second. But this rogue should be able to hopefully catch himself a reset. But we'll see. I'm just so confused about what the Paladins are doing back there. Two goobers hanging out, popping bubbles and wings and all that. I'm not sure what's happening. Zerkers of Fury, arms for battle, defense sense for universal. Yeah. Kidney shot onto Anta. Shadow Prank trying to see if he can blast right through him. Is the Fury Warrior gonna go down here? Barely any health. Strongbow last second. Does get himself impending victory. Last second evasion out for the rogue. I don't know how Anta survives this. Maybe pop some bleeds on the rogue. Maybe disarm. Stun. It's gonna be a big difference. Trying to see if he can make the biggest go out there. Big bleed onto Shadow. Trying to see if he can stay on him. Does go in for a restart for just a second, but the bleeds that's gonna get him out in the open. Get a shot into Anta. Does he just go down? My goodness, the Fury Warrior was able to definitely get himself a big go into Shadow Prank for a little bit there, but just not enough to finish him. It looks like it's so close, man. So close. I was kind of rooting for the Warrior there. Not gonna lie. Just no health. Shortest 3-second stun, full burst within those 3 seconds, a little bit of bleed, but the bleeds are just not as strong in Fury as they are on arms by the looks of it, and Grifka is able to take down the rogue fairly quickly with, is it poison? Please? I keep calling it poison. Please don't use MD. Gonna be up next. Shield Avengers together, I think with a wall. Yeah, with a wall. As Grifka got himself a little bit of reset. No more dance for Grifka for a little bit, so he's got to be extra careful. There's going to be random auto attacks, so please don't MD. Through the wall, Dad's going for a blind onto the Paladins. Grifka looking for a bit of an escape, a bit of a resetti behind the pillar. Evasion's out, not much you can really do about it. That is going to be a blind to follow. As Pliz does get himself a little bit of healing for the time being. Gouged by Grifka. Can the rogue somehow turn it around onto these Paladins? Now, Shadowprank is up, by the way, but he's supposed to be dead. So just consider him dead. But it's 2 Paladins left, as well as Talrion over for the team 1. So maybe Grifka. A Warrior to Palas. Maybe if you invest all your time into this Pala, maybe then you get a break with a Warrior. Because I imagine fighting a Warrior is probably easier than a Paladin. And then a Paladin right after, once you have all your cooldowns recuperated. Maybe that is the play. So it's going to be really down for this rogue to see if he can bring it back for his team. Eyes picked out by Please Don't Use MD. Does Grifka go in for a big go here? That is the question. Shadowblades, dance, available. Please don't use MD. Has himself the big immunities in case he needs to. Immediate bubble as Grifka goes in just for a dance. Could vanish out of this one. Might just be a vanish opportunity right now. That is full cooldowns. Defensively and offensively. And please don't use MD. Trying to see if he can find the rogue. That is a random consecration. Does get the rogue out in the open somehow. I guess some kind of a dodge still rolling on the guy. As Grifka trying to see if he can find himself a little bit of survivability. Actually taking a lot of damage by the Paladin. Cheap death to follow. That's got to be getting shot. No immunity for a little bit. Does he have a second thing? Is it enough? Cheap shot to follow. Oh, no way. Are you kidding me, Grifka? Wait, why is Shadowprank back in? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay. Alright. Okay. I don't understand why Shadow got back in there. Shadow was not even supposed to be next. Shadow was not even... So I'm not even mad at Grifka because he is just sitting out behind the pillar. He's probably looking out forward like, I see how Beta isn't moving. I see how Beta isn't going anywhere. And I see that Talrion is moving. So maybe I get a breather. I feel like if this man was aware that a rogue was going to be nearby, he would have gotten out of there. I have no idea what Albedo was doing with those reses. I don't know why, dude. Albedo, could you stop, bro? Yeah. I might just have to talk to Krog and be like, hey, no Albedo next week, yeah? Cool. I guess. All good, all good, all good, all good, all good. Hey, so Kragar done for the night. We could either look for more or call it there. What are you guys thinking? Because Kragar is Dunsky. Why too why? Look at your DMs. I did. I did. Oh no. I just healed my first raid of the Bronze Dragon Boy. Oh really? You already got max level on that thing? Didn't you like start leveling that only recently? That's pretty neat. How was it? Wait, which raid actually? One more at least. We could try to put a group together for at least one more, I guess. Yeah. I was looking at the game, Grook. I was like, what the hell? How did that turn around so fast? But I guess that kind of explains it though, man. I guess that does kind of explain it, honestly. I guess we can try to see if we can put a group together, boys. Zilgarub Mythic. Oh, okay. I think I've done Zilgarub before. On a third, we're starting the healing out of 5 people. Insane spot healing AoE burst when it's needed. Yeah, I think I've done the. If I remember, Zilgarub is the one with like the one Hakar-esque boss. Not literally Hakar, but you got like a troll that's. Or actually, is it Hakar at the end? Might be Hakar at the end. Yeah, so that's no longer a Zilgarub. It's no longer a raid. It's like a dungeon now, isn't it? From Cataclysm. I guess like right here, Suleiman. Yeah, it will be Zilgarub. I think. Yeah, no, it will be Zilgarub. Yeah, some of these guys do look familiar. Yeah, I think I've done that one before on the same server. Team runs too much interference for clean deals. Yeah, there was a lot of weird interferences. I'm not sure exactly what it was. I don't think it was necessarily Kragar either, but I think Albedo and like some of his homies are just messing the whole time. Like Albedo resin people, I don't really understand what that was about. And like him standing next to a dude, it's just, I don't think he gave him like a buff or anything, but it is like, it is a little weird, right? Just give him like space backup or whatever. I have no idea. I have no clue. I have no clue. I did sniff there was going to be some weird tonight when I saw both Albedo and Shadowprank run at my boy Kreiser. For third game we were trying to set up in Blackroot Hold. Third game, both of them ran at Kreiser. Both slamming Kreiser. Nobody backing up. I was like, I think Albedo maybe didn't like having that long duel against Kreiser that he lost. I think he didn't like losing there. So I have no idea. It was weird then. Yeah, but it's supposed to go up turn to Mythic Raid. Oh, yeah. But it's pretty close, most likely, yeah. Possible to play more 1v1 with Grifka, stop there if no one comes. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to do that, we could. Grifka, would you want to 1v1 Grook, the warrior? Have a quick 1v1 against the guy, because maybe we could set up at least a 1v1, right? Because Grook does want to 1v1 Grifka. He wants to have a little bit of a rematch from last week. I guess it could happen on 100 meter +1. Yeah, SNF. We'll see. Because we need to not only get one group, we need to get 2. We need to fill out one group and make a second one. Because we got 4 right now. Right now we got 4. The Kragar is done for the night ski. It is really late on the RU though, in that whole region, the whole Slavic region. So I feel ya. Yes, someone was killing the red has to pay. Dude, I know, I feel ya. There was that one game where you were about to kill the red and he did open up on you. Yeah, I'd be okay with a bit of a rematch between you two, honestly. Yeah, I'll even let you pick like what arena you want to do. Or like maybe just in a grand. And like the person that loses the match gets to pick the arena. I think that'd be kind of fun. How much yeah, we'll see. We'll give it like 5, right? Until like at least 720. And we'll see if Grifka wants to duel him. It's really like if Grifka doesn't want to duel, I'm not gonna force him, but if Grifka's down, then I'm down. Beautiful. I mean, I was just gonna do a grand group just for like to start it off with, just like an even match, an even map, because you know, Black, Lordaeron, Black Cold, like maps like Mogambala, which we don't normally play, Nokudan, which we don't play as often anymore, and some of the other ones, they do have like a little bit of advantages for some classes. And I was thinking maybe doing a grand just because there's not a lot of advantages that one specific class has. It's as much of an even map where just about every spec plays fairly evenly on it. You know, there's not too much advantage in one direction. Whereas like the bridge map is huge with Blade's Edge for warlocks, for like casters, for monks, for example, with a port thing they do, right? For rogues when they want to do a big step or whatever. So there are some classes that have an advantage in that. Yeah, I was thinking start with the grand. If we do 1-in-1 duel. Ascension added so many challenges for leveling, looks insane. That is really cool. There's a lot of creative challenges. I do hope Blizzard maybe does stuff like that in the future, right? Because what if you just had leveling challenges for Blizzard, and if you complete a leveling challenge, you unlock like some really unique rewards. Think like Mage Tower skins, but like not exactly the rewards for skins themselves, but like that uniqueness. Someone that was in a game and is gone, you know? Maybe do like this season leveling challenge, new affixes or whatever for leveling. And if you finish it, when you finish it, you get something unique. Mage Tower is easy right now. I have not got back to the Mage Tower really since they reworked it for Dragonflight. I did a couple of things here and there, but not too much. The new tier is working in some of them. I mean, I think that's normal for tier sets to work because tier back in like... So tier, because back in like Shadowlands, right? First time Mage Tower was open, we didn't have the new tier sets, and then when they made it permanently open, you could use the new tier sets. Those worked, and this new Vault of the Incarnates tier set worked, and now the new ones work. So I think tier sets are normal because it's part of your gear, part of your character's gear and progression. But like borrowed powers and stuff, there's a lot less of them now. But I guess like covenants and all that don't work. But everything else like talents and all that, that's part of our class kit. Gear, part of our class kit. Trinkets that scale, part of our class kit. Even though I think they did end up nerfing some of the scaling items too. But yeah, it's neat either way though. I do like that it's here. I do like that we have it. We got the boy. All right, so at least we got one group for 5v5 1v1 duels. I guess we'll try making a second group. Let me pass this one to Vassal. Here we go. I'll try to see if we can make a second one. Alrighty, starting the second group. If you guys want to join the 5v5 1v1 duels, you guys are more than welcome to join up. We got a second one. We got Nemi with a 5-man, and we're gonna try to see if we can put them together. Otherwise, I think what we'll do is we'll just do a duel between maybe Grook and Grifka. We will need a +1 to join with Grook and +1 to join with Grifka, so we can have ourselves a proper 1v1. But yeah, I'm down to do that. Let's take a look at these class changes, by the way, because I haven't got to take a look at them at all. Like some of the classes that are getting buffed up and nerfed while we were at it. So first you got PvE and then PvP updates. PvE, Blood Death Knight buffed by 8%. That's a nice little sizable buff. Like 5%, 3%, like 3% you don't really feel it. 5% you kind of feel it. 8% you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel that. The following tier sub bonus change will increase the average number of stacks of the 2-set bonus and cause the 4-set to trigger less often, but provide more agility. So overall, more agility to feral druids. That's a buff. Preservation, we would like there to be more reward when using Disintegrate over Living Flame as a preservation, since it has a high essence cost. So buffing it by 15, kinda nice. PM getting buffed by 5%, that's pretty good actually. Mage, Pyroblast damage increased by 5, Fire Blast increased by 10, Fireball increased by 10, Phoenix Flames increased by 10, Scourge by 10. That's a nice little Fire Mage buff. And like Jake said, Brewmaster got buffed up, Tiger Pump by 30, Black Kick and Rising Sun Kick by 10, Black Kick by 30 actually. And all ability damage by 3, while Mistweaver does 3% more healing, but not in PvP. Rogue Assassin, 5% buff. Dots told me about that earlier. High frequency of amplified curse has been problematic in PvP combat. Since cooldown has been increased, this change is also noted in the PvP section below. Cooldown of amplify is 30. Teaching said to reduce the cooldown of curse by 15. Okay, so like committing it to a talent still makes it better, but overall, like, yeah, mostly for PvP, I guess. Arms. Arms is not performing as well as we would like at single target or low target count. So all ability damage is buffed. Fatality, fatal mark damage increased by 15. Oh, okay. Deep wounds by 5, rend by 5. And bot warriors are not performing as competitive as we would like it compared to most other tanks in terms of damage and survivability. All damage buffed by 10. Auto attack damage by 10, which is actually big because you play that auto attack talent. Spell block duration increases to 30. That's kind of big. Spell block duration is 30 seconds. Oh, that's so good. Thunderlord causes each enemy hit by thunderclap to reduce the main cooldown of Doom Watch out by 1.5 seconds up to 4.5. Oh, that's really good. So that's gonna be nice. And then PvP. Balance units have been overperforming due to the ability to generate so much astral power and deal high damage by applying dots and casting Starfall repeatedly. We like to reduce the effectiveness of the playstyle. Golden's Fang also become much more effective in Embers and Lotharion, and includes some randomness to the ability to score a kill unexpectedly. Finally, Alcan Adept has been locked in talent for a while and has been propping up the control a bit more than comfortable with. So, Wildfire, Starfire damage is increased to make sure the filler abilities look decent. Golden, 2 random, can basically one-shot. Alcan reduces casting move, Cycle and Tangle by 20, so the options look better. Starburst grants 8, Astral Power was 15. Stellar Innervation increases astral power generation, Moonfire by Sunfire by 50. Okay. Moonfire and Sunfire generates for astral power in combat. Alrighty. Marksman damage have been underperforming in terms of PvP, so aim shot buffed by 10%, rapid fire by 10, and arcane shot by 11. Oh my god, can't read. Priest, discipline has been more reliant on shields this season than we like, so we're increasing the atonement healing or bringing down the power of shields. Gold to prefer playstyle being an offensive one, where we're also targeting mana reduction for inner light, and discipline has been more efficient than we like. Alright, so just nerf circle across the board. Glass Cannon is intended to have a high skill and high risk, high reward, and to feel the risk is too low. So Glass Cannon maximum health has been reduced by 5, then Cannon now increases maximum health by 2 instead of 3. Okay, so interesting. Very interesting. Monk, a mystery has been overperforming, so Selfing Infusion generates less mana. The Zen Spheres now cost more mana. Envelop Mist heals for less in PvP. And Mystery Monks that generate less mana. Okay, interesting. Or Whirling Dragon Punch damage increased by 80 for PvP. Whirling Dragon Punch felt underwhelming. That's a nice buff. 80% in PvP combat. That's a lot. Shaman. There are a few challenges that have been that are leading to fast skills that can feel unfair when faced against enhanced shamans. The enhancers popping off from people. Forceful Winds out 25% nerf there. Damage of Lava Lash, Ash and Catalyst is now less good. Lava deals less damage, so Lava lasts, dude. Physical damage increase from Feral Spirits is now less effective. Fire Frost Light damage increase from Much Spirits is now 50% less effective. Storm Strike that deals 75% increased damage combos 25. Wait, so they're buffing it? So they're buffing Storm Strike and Wind Strike by a little, but all the other modifiers are nerfed. But increase of sustained DPS. Okay, so modifiers that give them a boost are nerfed, but Storm Strike and Wind Strike are buffed. That's it. Resto. Resto Shaman is in a good spot. Rain Dance wasn't as valuable as we were anticipating, so we aim to increase its viability. Rain Dance increases healing done by healing rain by 30, and mana cost is reduced even less. Okay, so as the talent would allows you to apply Rain Dance immediately. Wizard needs defensive on par will likely be viable. MM needs defenses on par will likely be viable. All they did is buff their damage, but I don't really know how you can buff Marksman defensively without like going into their class talents. But then you also are changing how defensive they are on PvE and PvP, which honestly, if it can't, I'm okay if they give Hunters a bit more defense. Our Hunters fall apart in raids all the time. Squishiest class in the game still. Rogues, I took a look at that earlier. Basically, Secret Technique and Burst is just gone. GG. Warlock. Inquisitor's Gaze dealing a sizable portion of Warlock's damage this season would like damage to come down. So Fell Brush from Inquisitor's deals less damage. 40% reduced. High frequency amplified curse, talked about earlier. Increasing damage on cerebral affliction, backlash effect to lessen the value of dispelling affliction. Increasing to lessen the value of the spell infliction damage over time. It's lower than we like, so if simple affliction backlash is increased by 50, shadow ball damage increased by 30. Good. Conflagration damage is reduced by 15, shadow burn damage by 15. Oh, reduced by 15, increased by 15, so it's pretty big losses either way. Okay. Demonology healing reduction effect from Felguard is one of the best healing reductions in the game, which didn't feel appropriate. So Legion Strike reduces damage taken by 20, and Shadow Ball damage increased by 30. Okay, interesting. Oh wait, we actually had some boys in here. I didn't realize. Okay, we could take that. I didn't realize we actually had some bodies in here. What the? I did not realize we had some bodies in these duels, by the way. Boys, Riku, we got it since 5V5 1v1 DUELS if you guys want to join up. Yeah, I would be okay if they were reworked Hunter defenses a little bit. I think that class needs better defenses than what they got going on right now. I feel like at the very least you should give them a choice, right? Of giving them defense or mobility. Giving them defense and like self-healing. Giving them defense and utility. Maybe like even questions of like give them more offense, give them more defense. Because right now Hunters, actually I don't think it's a good idea to make offense and defense a choice between the two. I think Hunters should maybe be given like more opportunity to just be tankier or bring in more other forms of utility for their allies. But right now they are literally one of the squishiest classes in the game. Are you from Serbia, bro? No, I'm not, John. I'm not. Originally Russia. Laughing from a 40% leech, 600k healing, living through everything is survival. Yeah, survival is one of the specs and beast mastery that actually have more defense than a marksman, because at least you got leech, right? At least you got a little bit of leech to work with, and you got a little bit extra health buffer if you needed to. I think the problem with marksman, and you could fix a lot of these problems, is if you just redesign them. And this would be one way of going about making hunters, especially marksmen, more tanky. Redesign them so they could have a pet in a lot of the in PvP, or just in general, right? You take out the damage of lone hunter completely, remove it, and then balance the class so they don't need lone hunter to do AoE or single target. This way they can run with a pet. The pet can offer them either stamina increase together with the defensive, which they already have baseline, but the stamina increase would be nice, or the pet can give them leech, which also would give them more survivability. That would be an immediate way of doing it by taking out the talent entirely from the talent tree, reworking their damage so that they don't need it, and kind of go on from there. I remember suspect the people who hate pets with a fire passion. I know, but that would be an immediate way to increase their survivability. I understand it, but having a pet would just give you a passive buff, would immediately make you tankier. If you give them a mandatory pet class there for those people, I totally understand it, but like a pet in practice offers so much utility, and the hunter as a class is obviously designed with a pet in mind. Because otherwise, they would give survival hunter an opportunity to choose which ability they get. Otherwise, they would give marksman a bloodlust without needing a pet. But they tied all that to pets because pets are obviously a priority over the playstyle of the lone wolf. The way you do it, yeah, give them Grimoire Sacrifice, I agree with that. I don't disagree with that either. If they really wanted for no pet gameplay a priority, because pets right now are definitely a priority. If they wanted the no pet to be priority, they would do that too, yeah. They would just let you pick which buff you want with Grimoire style ability. Right? Just for hunter version. If that was the case. Boys, I don't think we'll be able to get a group together. I've been trying to look for a bit. We had a couple of names there, but right now I can only get Swank and Irvin? I think it's Irvin. I think it's Irvin, the priest. But I'll be able to get at least 2. How many people roll Ally since Sem 1? I think a lot more people did, man. I think Alliance is a lot more popular ever since they made... I mean, they've been making strides to make both factions pretty viable. And now that you have cross-faction, a lot of my guildies want Alliance. Dwarf is real good. Dwarf, as a racial, is insanely strong. And it's definitely worth running. A lot of people have been doing it. Dark Iron Dwarf, Normal Dwarf, Void Elf for like a Shadow Priest, for example, can also be really good. You know, there's a lot more ways to like maximize your racial choices with Alliance being available. Which mount did you take from the chain post? I have not taken a single one yet. I don't think I've even gotten to spend anything on my trading post or whatsoever. Wait, is this guy? He said some please. Hold on a second. He said someone please. Is it trying to like... I don't know if he knows that this is a 5v5 1v1 duel. He probably thinks it's an actual Molten Core run. Maybe. Cinder or B? Cinder's real deal. Yeah, I haven't taken a look at them really, to be honest. I was thinking, I'm not a mount guy. I was actually thinking of not doing a mount. I was thinking do the MOG, like the plated set. Because I like the Fell Legion version of it. Like, let's see, like the B is really cool. I think it's neat. Although I have like a couple of these mounts from playing back in BFA. I love the paint that they had, dude, the B paint on it. It's so good. Like if you've never played in BFA, this thing is wicked. I love the paint. It's so hilarious. But like I've played BFA. Like this thing is also pretty cool. I was thinking maybe do this just because it's a horse. But I'm not a mount guy. Not really. I was thinking do ensemble of the Helarjar Berserker Warplate. It looks so good, dude. Oh, I think it looks great. I want to get this as a full set. That's what I'm thinking of spending mine on. And then we got us as Buzzworth, Soul Burner. I think I want to buy this too on an A. This looks pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of like the purple bluish hilt, but like it's all right. These, I thought they would look pretty cool. But then I looked at them in game and they're like, I was hoping that the blue hazel would also have a blue hazel flame, but it's like a green flame. Which I was like, it's okay. This thing looks pretty cool too. I mean, it's alright. The heart is kind of neat. Shield I thought was really cool, but it's actually a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be massive. Because the Sentinel Tower Shield, that thing should have been huge. But it's alright. I like this set too. Like both of these look great. The orange looks great. The Veteran Axe, I'm not sure. This might actually be like a rare axe from like back in the day. I have no idea what the significance of that thing is. And then the tunic. I mean, it looks good. You know? But I really think I want to get this on an A. And maybe like get the Soulburn Bardish. Maybe get like the Emberstone dress. Maybe. I really don't know. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go for. Yeah. Yo, Grook, how do we get a duel versus Grifka? I guess we should get the duel done at least. 1v1. Man, change Cinderman. Nah, man, Cinderman is invincible if Arthur was free. Fire Lord instead of Lich King. It does look good though. Okay, what I'll do, John, is I'll wait. I'll first get my currency and then I'll wait. But I'm a big fan, big sucker for Mogs. Big sucker for Mogs, man. Veteran Axe is a WAD model, isn't it? I have no idea. Maybe. I have no idea though. No clue. A staff, I got the Just for P and the B mount. Those are good ones. Those are really good. How you doing, by the way, Caesar? Hope you're having a good one. Both mounts, both weapons. Yeah, I'm thinking big the staff thing. You think a Tauren Warlock would be OP? Tauren Warlock, I think, would be really strong. I think, especially with how crit heavy they're making Demonology. I think Tauren with their racials for crit are gonna be really good for that. Plus also Destruction, who plays off of crit, is also gonna be really good. 2% crit, strong. Extra health, strong, because you got a lot of stamina buffs anyway. And the AoE stun in PvP actually could be pretty good. I think even High Mountain could be good too. That knockdown and Versa, not terrible either. Destra, Tauren Destra. Dude, you actually have a quest line as to how all of these races that are not Warlocks became Warlocks. That are the quest line for you to do to explain why it happened. And it's kind of neat. I did it. I did end up skipping one cutscene that I didn't mean to, so I lost a bit of context. But the storyline overall is pretty good. I liked it a lot. It is really neat. It doesn't really have like a full finisher. It looks like it even leaves a bit of a cliffhanger with a light forged Janai. I see his journey into Warlock. I don't know, life. I do wonder if they'll bring him back up again, but it's like really cool. Like I'm surprised how much effort was put in. It's really neat. And like the reason as to why people decide to go Warlocky, like there's explanations for every single one of them, except for the Panda. That one doesn't even need an explanation. When you see the Panda Warlock for the first time, you don't need an explanation. You just go with it. Honestly, that one may be the best explanation because it doesn't need one. Definitely worth playing the storyline once that comes out for 10.15. 11 more tunes to 70. Let's go. There's going to be a time walking event soon, isn't there? If you end up leveling through a time walking event, it's going to be next week. And Sanctuary, that's gonna be a combo because this gives you bonus XP, Time Walking gives you a ton of XP, and you can probably apply a bunch of other bonuses to level quickly. So if you want to just let this character set up, get them full heirlooms, and save until the Time Walking and Tristram event, that'll be huge. That might be the time to do it, is when that happens. As soon as I finish Demon Hunter, bro, 1770s? What? That's a lot. That's a lot. What the? That's crazy. But yeah, if you really want to maximize the value, if you want to park them until 14, 15, that'll be the best time to do it. That'd be excellent time to do it. That's what I would do. Going for 55? Why? Just to have 55 70s? Like, did you just level them for the sake of leveling them, or is it just like just a variety? 55 on one server. Man, there it is. Don't forget Darkman Fair XP buff. True. Is the Darkman Fair XP buff available that week too? So Darkman Fair is going to be starting tomorrow until 10th. But Darkman Fair is 10%. Time Walking is huge XP inside of dungeons. Plus, Welcome to Sanctuary, which is probably going to be 10%. So I think it's more valuable together. I don't even know how much it's going to be. Maybe up to 20%. Who knows? And it's going to be up until... Oh, there's going to be an overlap here. Yep. Oh, Time Walking and overlap. Oh, this is going to be huge. Time Walking of Draenor. Big overlap here. That's going to be the prime time to level. Oh my god, it's going to be those. The 5, 6, and 7, and 8 are going to be insane. Actual insanity. Elaine Rope. I think I'll go. Okay. Yeah, Lunatic, we can do it next week too. It's no big deal, honestly. I'd rather you get plenty of sleep, my guy, than like keep you up. Next week we'll maybe get that first things first out of the way, or park you guys on different teams and have you guys go first. That'll work. It'd be difficult to find a group right now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We could do it next week and have you and him go first on the opposite teams, going in fresh. You know what I mean? Freshened up after the plus. I'll try to see if Griff wants to go next week or not. As a wish, as streaming decide, it's whatever you want to do, my guy. I just don't want to hold you up too, man. It's late, dude. I'm someone who doesn't. I deprive myself of sleep all the time. Maybe go for verse 4. It's hard to even find 5 people, man. What's happening? Let's do next week. Let's do next week. We'll do it next week, yeah? We'll do it next week. Alrighty, boys. We're gonna call it here, man. It is pretty late. I would want to get you guys all the sleep in the world. Plus, also got some work I gotta do myself. I don't know if I want to get myself sleep too. I probably better begin as soon as possible. BFA XP pots. Yes, that too. Yeah, I already have a couple ideas of like what we could put together in terms of the most amount of XP at once. But yeah, it will be like what the Tristram event together with Darkman Fair, together with Time Walking, which is basically a level per dungeon, plus BFA XP pots for the early levels, and then no BFA XP pots for the Dragonflight levels, but still really good. And there'll be probably a couple more things that I could think of too. Legion invasions are really good, and then BFA invasions if you just want to do the most of my leveling there, plus war mode. War mode is really good too. If we could do war mode and do one of those evasion events in BFA or Legion with buffs, oh, it's so good. Peace, bro. Thanks so much, John, for coming by, man. Appreciate you, my dude. Thank you so much for coming by overall. Appreciate you. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll call it here, call it tonight. And next week, we'll be coming back in with more 5v5 1v1 duels. Tomorrow, we're hosting them over for the region of NA. As per usual, we're going to give NA boys their own chance to compete in the dueling arena. And I'm going to take a closer look at some of these buffs coming up, man. Some of these buffs and nerfs, but they look kind of maybe possibly good. maybe actually kind of good. Yo, you guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much for watching. Kill multiple queuing. Exactly. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see all of you guys tomorrow for more 5v5 1v1 duels. If you guys want to join us, tomorrow it's going to be NA, but you guys are more than welcome to join up. Support the NA boys across the pond, yeah? Alrighty, you guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next stream. Peace.